Okay, it'll give you a little note there. All right, here we are, folks. This is Tim Rogers with Dodgers 2080. We have some guests. We have the guys from one of the newer sites out there called Dodgers Explicit. I have Ram and Josh with us. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yes, thank you for
All right.
having us, Tim.
Yeah, and just as a warning,
had your kids, had your wife.
we got the explicit guys, so we'll be careful here. So let's get started just talking a little about your origins. I don't know how you guys want to trade off. I'll start with Ram and you guys can trade off from there.
Basically, we were kind of just always had this idea because I started my own YouTube page a while back, and it was, I would say, probably September, so end of the season. So I didn't really have too much time, but then playoffs came and I started getting videos, a lot of views, a lot of views. And I'm like, dang, I can see this going somewhere. Off season hits and I'm dead with content. I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? And I tell Josh over here, I tell him like, man, one day, like maybe for next season, we got to start our podcast or start a podcast because he wasn't really doing any social media, TikTok a little bit. He would talk on TikTok about the Dodgers, but I'm like, let's get a show going. And well, I guess yeah, you say the rest of the story better on when we started, so I'll kick that over to you.
All right.
Yeah, I would say probably it was pretty much the day before, like 2, 3 days before Shohei had signed with the Dodgers. We had decided, you know what? I would say it was the beginning of December because we couldn't change the TikTok name. We
Oh,
we decided we were gonna start it. It was, I believe it was December 3rd, and we decided, you know what? Like, we both love the Dodgers. I mean, we're both like childhood best friends, so we've all been to Dodger games together. I always go to his house for the playoff games. We've seen each other cry over the Dodgers losing when we were kids. So, it's like it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like talking to a genuine childhood friend about something you guys both love and have a passion for. And yeah, I would say, I mean, Shohei signed and it kind of just motivated us like let's start it, like let's do it. Because I mean, now's the best time. We just got one of the biggest worldwide um players in all of history. So it would be a chance for a good start. And I would say, yeah, the start was amazing. I mean, our first video got like 100 views. Well, that's obviously really good for the first ever video. And then, we get a couple videos with a couple thousand views now, but I would say, yeah, that just the motivation was right before Shohei signed, and then Shohei signing was just like, all right, like, it's go time now, right?
Yeah, yeah. And my motivation was I got nothing to do on my channel. Let's talk about baseball over here.
right. Yeah, it's one of those things, and you guys picked obviously a great time to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been fire for all of our channels just to get to get rolling and to get that big start. We have momentum going. We got, people from Japan, you know, well, the infamous Friday, the flight to Toronto and all that stuff. That night was the craziest night I've ever had in my chat. I had a bunch of kanji things in my chat, and then I also had a bunch of Blue Jays fans because by the time I went on, it was like it wasn't happening for them.
Yeah.
So it was quite, oh my gosh, I still can't believe what we saw and what that whole day was hilarious in so many ways.
It
And
was.
then the
Yeah.
next day, I don't know, what were you guys doing when you saw the Shohei's big LA picture and that you're reading that all of a sudden he's a Dodger?
Yeah. So, I'll say it because I was the one who informed Ram. So he was at work. He was just working his job. I was playing Call of Duty, just had my headset on. The headset on was legendary for me because I remember I saw Blake Harris. Everybody in this community knows who Blake Harris is. I saw him tweet, Shohei Ohtani is a Dodger, and I'm like, okay, if Blake Harris is tweeting it, it's for real. So I just remember like I took off my headset and I just dropped it. and I immediately dialed Ram real quick. I dialed our other friend. Dodgers, he runs a page too, Dodgers.prod. He does like cool Dodger edits. But anyway, so I dialed both of them. I called them and I just said Shohei's a Dodger, just the adrenaline, and it was crazy. It
Yeah.
was one of those moments where it's truly once in a lifetime. Like I was so just thrilled that because originally I kind of wrote it off once I heard the flight. I'm like, all right, like he's gonna go sign, whatever. And then once we heard that it was the guy from Tanked, or what was it? Was it Tanked?
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Once we heard that it was his flight, we're like, oh, like there's a chance, but we didn't get our hopes too high. And then once he just slapped the blurry Instagram picture on his Instagram to millions of people, it was for real. But yeah, where
Yeah.
where were you, Tim?
I was in my kitchen. I was either like starting to do the dishes or doing some type of paperwork or something, to get a bill out or something like that. And then I'm like I saw this thing and it did a link to Instagram. I'm like, huh? What the heck? It's just and it was just I told my wife, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm texting Doug McCain and just because it was such a unbelievable thing. Yeah, on the Friday for like a few minutes, I was like, uh-oh, this I actually had a tweet and it's still out there that said, well, time to move on. And fortunately, we didn't have to move on. We have Shohei Ohtani as a Dodger. 2 weeks later, whatever, we get Yamamoto. Hey, I was on a plane.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was on a plane for the press conference for that one. That one was even fun. It was really funny because Clint Pasillas with his all Dodgers thing was live. And all of a sudden I see a text and I was watching him, he's a friend of mine. So I watched him commenting and I start texting him on the side. Like, dude, first it was like Jim Bowden, then it was someone else. And then it was like, you're getting hotter and hotter. And then
Mhm.
he was live when that happened and he just, that exploded him a bit. And, just amazing.
Yeah, and here were the emotions for that. We get Dave Roberts leaking their information that they had. I
Yeah.
thought Dave Roberts had screwed us. I really did. So I'm like, we're not getting Shohei. He wants it to be private. We're not getting him. And then the Blue Jays news. For that day, I probably was like depressed. Like I felt it. I'm like, man, we're not getting him. And then yeah, sure enough, when he called, I went straight to the back, and I already knew once that phone rang, I already knew, and I was in the bathroom for like 20 minutes talking about it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, obviously it's so huge, and we were both. I think all of us were expecting this. I mean, it's been like a 2-year buildup. We know Friedman's had his eye on the guy for 10 years, probably
Mhm.
Yamamoto for 5 years, and hopefully we get Sasaki next year.
Mm.
Um, I mean, even I don't know if you guys saw one of Muncie's thing on Foul Territory. He mentioned Sasaki himself. He said, "Oh yeah, it wasn't just Yamamoto they talked about. They were talking about last season. They've been talking about this Sasaki kid." So they're they are all in, man, on getting this talent and being able to get it without having to give up anything other than money. And it's like I like to say, it's not my money.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
the thing is with Shohei and Yamamoto coming to the Dodgers, that's just gonna gravitate all those players towards us because who wouldn't want to play with two of the best?
Yeah, it's the
and
place to be, right?
yeah, I like what you said about how we're able to do this without giving up a lot, except for money, because
Yeah.
this is how the Dodgers roll. Like this is how they stay good for so long. They have the best development system in the minor leagues going up to the majors. Once they hit the majors, they're set to go. I mean, we see it in our rookies last year, like Bobby Miller and James Outman.
Yeah.
Once they break the bigs, they're on go. There's no waiting. So as far as the prospects we ever traded before, there's a reason why we don't really see their names anymore because we didn't see that value in them. And I don't know what it is with the Dodgers. They pick it so well. And I think that's why
Right.
we stay good for so long.
Yeah, and they've done it without having high draft choices. unlike,
Yeah.
other teams. So people are going, hey, the Orioles this, Orioles that. Hey, it's really good for them, and they've done well drafting. But they
Mhm.
had top 5 picks the last 5 years. You
Mhm.
give our guys, well, Billy Casparano, whatever his name is, you give him and Friedman the first 5 picks in the draft. Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, we got Dalton Rushing at what, like 40?
yeah,
Something like that. So, I mean, we clearly know how to um pick guys from college, from high school, whatever, wherever it may be. We have a good development system. We have a good, I don't even know if it's like a scout team. Probably we have, our scouting team is amazing.
everything.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's how we're good for so long.
yeah. So the chat's starting to fire up a little bit. We got Carlos Garcia asking about one of my favorites, Andy Paez, asking, is he the real deal? I've actually made a prediction on my show earlier. I said that Andy Paez will be on one of the Dodgers playoff rosters in 2024.
Okay. All
Oh
right. Here's
yeah.
All right,
Listen to
Tim. Listen to
his.
this. Listen to
All
this, Tim.
right.
I thought you were gonna say exactly it, and me and Ram made eye contact through Zoom because we both thought you were gonna say it. I've been saying this. Teoscar Hernandez is our starting left fielder this year,
Mm-hmm.
2024. Andy Pajes is our opening day starting left fielder, 2025,
Or right field.
or right field. That's
Yeah.
my thing. Is
Yeah.
is he can play
I
either
agree.
one.
Yeah, he is so talented. It's crazy. Oh, or you know what? It could, and one of the reasons I say right field, maybe Miggy Vargas gets it together and is able to play it in 2020, play left field in 2025. Then
Yeah.
all of a sudden we got some, homegrown talent. Well, that'd be a homegrown outfield with
Yep.
Yeah.
Albert in center. That'd be fun.
Oh, and young guys too. Young.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. We got Esco Fitz says hello. Hepatitis C later says FanGraphs really high on River Ryan. Yeah, we were going to talk about that. Good to see and
Yes.
surprise the Adam so high. So, that is I just want to take a moment and thank my favorite general manager, AJ Preller, for
Yes.
sending shortstop at the time, River Ryan, to the Dodgers for the great Matt Beatty. He is a world champion. And the last big news he made with the Dodgers because they had those trucker hats and he was getting his head burned. If you guys remember that in spring training 2022. But yeah, River Ryan, they comes here. I actually met him when he got to Rancho. And yeah, he was talking to, they were playing the Storm that night. So he's talking across the field to those guys. He would have been the shortstop of the Storm that day if he wouldn't have been traded to the Dodgers. Have you
Yeah,
guys
because he
had a
wasn't.
chance to take a look at River Ryan yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I didn't know that he was a two-way player until just like honestly a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Because I just seen right-handed pitcher, so I didn't know that. But I mean, if he just barely started focusing on pitching, then I can see how FanGraphs is rating him so high because they know the Dodgers development system, and obviously they've seen the amazing arsenal he has. But yeah, I would like to thank AJ Preller too. Basically, gave him to us for free. So thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, because he's one of you mentioned it, learning how to pitch, really started pitching. He pitched a bit in college,
Hmm.
but it was drafted as a shortstop, 11th round pick. So 11th round pick's kind of an interesting pick because it's one of those picks where they pick a guy, but he gets a good bonus still, because it's one of those risky things, but you don't want to go too high. So he was well regarded with your Padres, as I like to. We'll throw it out there. And not my Padres, but yeah, just it's crazy how they go and do that stuff. And they did that too. They got Nick Frasso.
Hmm.
I know he's
Mitch
hurt
White.
this year. Yeah, in the Mitchell White move. Um, Shoot, and there's another guy they got kind of like that, and now my mind goes blank. Oh, the guy they got for Michael Bush.
Jackson Ferris.
Jackson Ferris. Yeah, I kept wanting to go Ferris Bueller, but we have that, but it's
Hmm.
just two different
It's just
guys.
mixed.
Yeah. This was one of the funniest. I just love that type of crap. So let's see. So we got another one. See, hello. Okay, my guy NS says hello, Tim, Ram, and Josh. Hello, chat. Hope your night's going
What's up,
well.
NS?
How's it
Yep.
going?
Mikey Kim, what's up, Timmy? What's up, Mikey? That is the question. Well, so I have the list here of that FanGraphs. So FanGraphs came out with their top 100, and I can't wait till they do their top 47 or 51. They never do like a round number, but they do a really good job. And so from bottom up, they have I just got shocked by someone who's not here, and I'll talk about that. So number 92 is Yoendry Vargas, who's definite favorite of mine. Number 86 is Kyle Hurt, who I think is going to be a stud.
Yes.
72 is Tehran Lorenzo.
That's how you say it.
I got on that guy last spring training, man. The thump off the bat. Guy, he's a really nice guy because he wanted his pictures taken. So I'll take your picture, man. But then I heard his batting practice. I didn't see it, I heard it. Then we got Diego Cartaya at 68, Dalton Rushing at 60, and then River Ryan at 19. The guy that's not on here that I'm just shocked all of a sudden is Josue DePaula.
Yeah, I had four names that I think are top 100, not our top 100, but could be on the brink, and he was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a young he's been compared to Jordan, hasn't he?
Yeah, I actually, and I hate doing it, but I did it. And I did it when I even interviewed him. I like his eye, I compare it to Juan Soto. You know how Soto can draw those walks? I've seen DePaula up close, and I've seen him, he's just got a really good eye. It's just a matter of getting stronger, I think. But he's just 18.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he 18 or 19?
Yeah, when I interviewed him, he was 17. So it's like,
Wow.
what the heck? Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of those guys in Rancho?
I do, yeah. That's so the 2080 is the scale that they use to grade prospects. Not 0 to 100, 20 to 80. Who knows? But I like to say, Kendall George, their first round draft pick, he's gonna make me change my name to 2090 because he's got 90 grade speed. He's that fast, man.
Wow.
Dude's hot. Get out to Rancho this year, folks. It's gonna be a blast because I don't know if DePaula, he might start the season there. Kendall George will probably come back there. Then who's the young man they got with Jackson Ferris? Zaire Zaire Hope.
Zaire Hope, yes.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Another pitcher, right?
No, he's
outfielder.
Well, he might be a two-way player. So just like River Ryan, we thought he's gonna be a shortstop when we first got him. It turns out he's a pitcher. So Hope also grades well as a pitcher. So we'll see what happens with that.
You think there could be a reason why we're looking at these two-way players?
I know. So you guys are younger. Back in my day, our best pitcher was also our best hitter, in high school and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And they kept going. They now, when my youngest son played high school ball, most of the pitchers were pitchers only. They barely got to hit. They become POs at like 14. And so, yeah. Hey, it saves a roster spot, right? Isn't it the weird? If you go on the Dodgers 40-man roster, it's got this weird spot for Shohei, two-way player.
Yeah, two-way player.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing, man.
It is.
It's like he has his own little section.
Yeah.
He's changing the game.
He is. I know. And just the fact that I think the guy made all the right decisions, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to get some hate, but he probably made the right decision going to the Angels because he was not going to. It would have been really hard to be a two-way player with the Dodgers.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he would have been a Dodger if the DH was in the NL, but it wasn't. So
that was the biggest thing with him signing. I think I'm not gonna lie. At first, I predicted he was not going to be a Dodger when he first broke free agency, and my main reason was because I don't know if the Dodgers would have let him be the two-way player he wants to be. Because I don't know, the Dodgers have never ran like that, and
I
they're
know.
they're kind of strict, I feel like. And when he signed, it kind of reminded me of how remember when we signed Trevor Bauer and he wanted to pitch every fourth day. He
Yeah.
wanted to go on his own schedule. That's why I was surprised we signed Bauer too, because we don't really. I feel like we're so traditional. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's a Dodger way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of fit into their thing. Yeah. It's kind of because back in the day, again, a long time ago, sorry guys, the Dodgers were one of the first teams to go to a 5-man rotation. When I was started following baseball back in 1973, um, that was my first game was in September 1973. It was mostly 4-man rotations, and the Dodgers were one of the first to go to a 5. Let's see, we got some more things. What do we think of Ricky Vanasco? I'm not so sure. I do know this. Casey Porter from Dodgers Daily swears by him, and I'm going to go with what Casey says on that. Give him that juice Roger Clemens was on. Who you want to River Ryan?
I think he's talking about DePaula, because
DePaula. Oh yeah.
you're mentioning how he just needs to put on weight.
Yeah. Mikey was a good pitcher too, but he couldn't hit. He couldn't hit for in the early 80s. Showtime LA's in the house. Sorry I'm late, fellas. What's happening? You are Showtime LA. You are what's happening. We got
Welcome
we
on.
got we got Josh and Ram for Dodgers Explicit. We're just getting to know each other. And talking baseball. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about Andy Paez. Sounds like he's healthy, which is
Mm-hmm.
some of the best news I heard today.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when the news broke, Josh told me that we had thought he wasn't gonna play at all this season, right?
No, it was
Or was that someone else?
no, it was the middle of last season, because he got hurt in like his first like 2 games of
Oh yeah.
AAA.
So it was last
So
season. End of last.
yeah, so we were, because I thought he was gonna be, I thought he could break this year.
Mhm.
But obviously the injury set him back quite a lot, and then we got Teoscar now. But we were
Yeah.
talking about the one we're disappointed in, Ram, that's not going to be able to play this year is Nick Frosso.
That's
He's
who
the
it was,
one.
yeah.
He's the one that's out for the year this time, which is unfortunate. But Pajes, I'm very excited to see what he does in AAA this year. And I think if someone goes down, I think next man up is Miguel Vargas, obviously. But I think next man after that could be Pajes, depending on where he is as far as just how he's seeing the AAA pitching, and if he would be able to make that jump, especially coming off of what was his injury again?
Shoulder. It was his
Shoulder,
left shoulder.
left shoulder. So
So
was
not
it
his
labrum?
not his throwing arm, which is good because he's got a gun.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
Yeah,
I've been
we got a
I've
guy
been
right there.
Yeah.
I've been telling Ram and our other friend, because I don't know, I have like sometimes I just go on our prospect list and I just start looking and start watching videos, and I'm like, start sending them videos. I'm like, yo, this guy hits bombs, or this guy's got a great arm, and I just start sending them, and I'm like, Andy Pages is one of those guys where I sent him last year in the like probably like the beginning of the year. I'm like, this guy's tearing it up in AA, and then
Mhm.
sure enough, right after that he went down, and I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
it'll have to wait just a little bit.
you did have open eyes on Pajes from the start for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was he had made some big adjustments because if his 2022 season was lot of swing and miss and stuff. 2023, man, he really took a good turn there. I was so excited for him, and then it's like, wait, what? He's
right away.
done?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God. It was like his first or second game, like you guys said. And
yep,
because he's really not that big, but the dude is just strong. I mean, the throwing arm is legit. And then the bat. I mean,
the bat's incredible.
it's real power. You know, there
Yeah,
I was talking with when I was talking with Dodger Danny the other day, I thought that he made a really good point. Um, you know, Mookie and Freddie can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but Shohei and even in Teoscar, they crush the ball.
Yeah.
No, that fog ain't gonna hold the ball in, like they did to Bellinger in 2017, game 2, ninth inning. I was right
Don't
there.
don't mention that to Ram. He was there too.
So yeah, I was along right field line too in the reserve section. Like, oh my gosh. Um, let's see real quick. From Showtime LA, do you guys think the Dodgers will have top 5 farm this time? Also, Keith Law really seems to like our farm. I mean, the Dodgers always find a way, it seems like, right, guys? I mean,
They
Yep.
do always find a way, and even if it's not top 5, the guys are going to prove themselves in the major leagues. That's how they roll.
well, remember after in 2021 when they made the big Scherzer trade, and they traded uh Keibert
Josiah.
Ruiz and Josiah Gray. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're 1 and 2s, and at the end of the year they were like number 11. And then by the middle of the year they're already back in the top 5, and just
And I actually think that was a good trade. I like that
I
trade
did too.
still.
I'd do it again.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For the package we got, yeah. And Josiah Gray's actually he's coming out pretty well. Keibert Ruiz, just solid catcher, solid hitting catcher. Nothing to
Yeah.
complain about. But I mean, when you have the opportunity to trade for Max Scherzer and Trey Turner,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you were to take a snapshot of the Dodgers in like August of that season, they had the most talent. It's just
They did.
who got hurt by the end of the year.
yeah,
They
that
did.
that killed us. Killed.
We
Yeah,
went in banged up.
yeah, and then they got more banged up because Scherzer all of a sudden, that one save he got against the Giants killed him, and then Bueller starting on short rest. It's just what a nightmare.
It
But
was
they
a
had
mess.
talent.
Kershaw was out.
Muncy.
Muncy.
Muncie
Yeah.
last game of the season. Oh gosh.
My wife and I were driving when the Muncie thing happened, and I only heard it. I'm like, that's it. We ain't winning this year. I mean, just because Muncie 2021 had a real strong year.
He
He
He's
did.
a
did.
super important guy.
Yep.
We had
Mikey, hold on. Mikey said, I feel like if Ram doesn't drive a Dodge Ram, he isn't a true Dodger living up to his name.
I do not drive a Dodge Ram, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Fake
Not
fan.
yet.
Just playing.
Maybe we'll get there.
Get one of those Hemis, man.
The Dodgers just tweeted something funny out. I just got to note it real quick. Got the notification. It says, "Go behind the scenes with Miggy and the guys at the annual chicken wing eating contest." And the little thumbnail is Miguel Rojas asking Shohei Ohtani who he thinks gonna win the chicken eating contest.
Jeez.
What is going on?
Gotta have a
Hey,
little
but
bit of fun.
no, that's the team bonding right there. That's team bonding. I like that.
Yeah.
And
You
actually,
gotta do
I want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like this team's coming in and looks like they're clicking pretty well.
Mhm.
It seems like they have a pretty good friendship. Right when Shohei got signed, straight to Dodger Stadium, Gavin Lux with them every day.
Yep. And Bueller
Bueller.
too.
Bueller's there all the time. I feel like
Mhm.
that's what makes me believe that Bueller might stay. I don't know where he's gonna be next year. It's scary, but I think he might fall in love with this team this year.
Man, I love Kershaw. Everyone loves Kershaw, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But come October, there's only one ace, and his name is Walker F. and Bueller. That's for sure. Need him healthy. If he's healthy, I like our chances because then he could lead that staff. And then, Glasnow, Yamamoto, even Kirsch and Bobby Miller, they can really feed off of that. But man, he's so good.
I
He
think
is.
Bobby Miller especially can feed off of Walker Bueller. I mean, Bobby Miller just coming up last year just reminded me so much of Walker Bueller.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there's a confidence that he has. Um,
He just
Bobby's
has the
Bobby's
dog
late.
mentality.
Yeah. No, I think that, if you remember, against the Braves in 2018, Bueller lost that game. And what's his name? Acuna hit that grand
Acuna
slam.
Grand Slam. Yep.
But after that,
He locked in.
things got different.
He locked
Yep.
in.
And I
did.
think Bobby's going to do the same thing
hmm
too.
Honestly, I honestly thought last year Bobby was gonna take us pretty far. I just saw a rerun of Bueller with him. I saw the rerun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Yeah, the way that everything was managed in the playoffs, there's no way I would have started Kershaw. His his stuff was really really bad, even though he had wins and stuff. But
Yeah, he was hurt.
he was.
We actually talked about that the other day. I said the moment we lost not only game one, but that series is when we decided to start Kershaw game one, claiming he was healthy, clear as day. He's not throwing an 88 fastball healthy. That's not
No.
that's not healthy.
It was batting practice.
Yeah, literally. Couple people from the chat though. Mikey says, "What are the odds Walker Buehler signs a team-friendly long-term deal?"
Mm,
I was hoping for that, but it didn't happen yet.
Would he sign the Glass Now deal?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
You think he
Yeah,
would?
I think you would. Yeah, just because
Bueller's contract is going to be hard because he just came off an injury. This year will determine. This year will
Yeah.
determine.
and he's made slight mechanical changes too. Um, and he needed to. I mean, when you have your second Tommy John, it's time to look in the mirror and go, what am I doing wrong? And Dustin May needs to do the same thing.
Yes.
Yep.
And Shohei probably does too, some of those. So straight up, the splitty is a terrible pitch for your arm if you throw it wrong. And this is from I didn't make this up. My son used to play for 1989 World Series MVP, former Dodger also, Dave Stewart. Smoke. Dave Stewart threw the split finger. And I asked him about, hey, do you think my son should start looking at that? And he goes, oh, heck no. You have to throw that thing perfect, or it just starts tearing right in here. And
Yep.
and then I talked to a guy in St. Louis. I was on a boondoggle with work at game one of 2013, the Joe Kelly killing Hanley game. And talking to a fan there, and I was asked, we're just talking baseball, and he goes, "Yeah, I had Tommy John." I go, "What caused?" He goes, "So split finger."
Mm.
So look at Gonsolin. Gonsolin's mechanics I don't like the way he falls off the mound throwing that splitty. He's just all over the place. So that was no surprise. But some of these guys might have to watch it. That's my one concern about Yamamoto is the
Mhm.
split finger. But maybe the javelin will
Yeah.
will take care of that.
That's what I was my next thing I was gonna bring up. With the guys with the splitter, Yamamoto's he felt that elbow pain and changed his training completely.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He doesn't even throw a baseball unless he's throwing a bullpen, really.
It's yeah, and I guess his trainer came with him, is part
Yeah.
of the Dodgers staff now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that would be I mean, I think it's well, we know there's an epidemic of pitcher injuries. And to find a way around that and to get better at that would be a huge competitive advantage. I mean, we already know. I mean, going into last season, I thought we had a decent staff. We thought Syndergaard would have been better. But even before the season started, Gonsolin's down, right?
Yep.
And then before that, and then Pepio takes his place. And then Pepio's down.
Yep.
So you're down two starters before the season even starts. And then,
Mhm.
of course, everything fell apart. Julio was not the same, then decided to, get arrested and all that. But even before that, he was
He was
terrible.
hurt. He was
Yeah, he
hurt
wasn't
too.
right. I think it was partially he needed to get in better shape to deal with that pitch clock. Just saying.
Hey, I just think a lot of
That
things
probably
went
did.
wrong last year.
Did
A lot of
Who
things.
was our opening day starter?
It had to be
We-
Julio, right?
No, next year or this year.
No, wait. Are you talking about last
Oh,
year,
like who
Ram?
was last year?
Oh, who wasn't it Julio?
I think
Yeah,
it was Julio.
yeah.
It
Was it
had to be.
No, was it Dustin May?
No, Dustin May was 2020.
Was that the year before?
I
No,
remember that. Yeah,
Dustin May was 2020.
That was that long ago?
it's so
Yeah.
weird. Julio. So my wife and I went out to New York for his debut in 2016.
Mm.
And so definitely a favorite. And I even interviewed him last year at Rancho, and I've basically just had to block it out. So I barely remember any of last year with Julio other than he wasn't very good, and of course getting arrested.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, man, come on. I mean, my three favorite players in the last few years have been Julio, the great Andrew Tolles, and Corey Seager.
The great Andrew Tolles.
I love Andrew
That's-
Tolles, man. One of my favorites.
Yes.
Yeah,
did love him.
hepatitis C later says it was Julio. I believe hepatitis C later, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um,
Samuel Husto's in the chat. Good, Sam.
Hey, Sam. Sam, you been? I don't know if they've been in mine, but they need to sign Will Smith long term. Man, I want that so bad. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Dalton Rushing, Diego Cartaya, Tehran Lorenzo, but man, Will's a Dodger. He's, I don't know. I'd hate to lose him.
Yeah, I would too, but I think we were talking about this yesterday too, and I can totally see him walking. I can I can't see the Dodgers giving him a big contract just because we have the depth in catching.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
think
I hate
I
your
think
right.
Dalton Rushing will be perfectly ready for I think he'll be more than ready by the time 2026 season comes around. So I think that it just lines up perfectly in a bad way. And let's be honest, Will Smith is the second best catcher in baseball, and I think he's gonna go get some big money somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably true. I wish they would have tried to take care of him a year or two ago.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. But Dalton, if for some reason they do sign Smith, I want to see Dalton play third base. I just think he could play it. Um, I've actually so last year's spring training, I was in the dugout during one of the games or during one of their scrimmages that they're doing. I swear, man, Dalton Rushing is an encyclopedia of baseball. Dude just is into the game so much. It's insane. In fact, he was the one that told me about this. He goes, "Hey, yeah, we got this guy. His name's Jake Pilarski. The guy, was throwing like 101 last year. He's the one that turned me on to him. And so I got some video of Jake and everything. So when Jake started, had that one spring training game where he struck out 3 guys in a row, I already had content ready to go. So I was like,
Yep. He had you ready.
you got it, man. Hey, when it comes to the baseball grift, man, I'm good. Or I try to be ready. Hepatitis, which see you later, says Rushing will be the future first baseman. He got Tehran as the future catcher. That could be true. Tehran also plays third base or first base now too. Rushing they both play a lot of first base.
Yeah,
God, so loaded at catcher.
yeah, we are. My main concern though for the future is third base. Third base is, as far as
Yeah.
position wise, my main concern.
Yeah, right now I think the guy closest is Jake Geloff. He was their second round pick.
Yeah. That's it was his brother Zach on the A's, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah, he was second rounder. Saw him a lot at the end of the year. Hits the ball really hard. Plays a good third base too. Um yeah, Muncy, I'm a big Muncy guy, but I still like to say Muncy needs to drop 30 pounds. I'm just saying. No,
Look,
so do I. But dude needs to drop 30. I think he might have dropped some. He said he was working on his speed and agility, so in
Had to
order,
have, yeah.
let's hope so. I mean, he really struggled though on those the nibblers down to third base.
Yep. When you gotta
his
come up and get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
his mechanics just are off right there.
Yeah.
I've played a little bit of third base. Those plays are very hard to make. That the angle of the throw is, you gotta get that. You gotta aim the ball way to the left of the first baseman to get the ball to tail to the first baseman.
Oh yeah.
So
Because you're throwing sidearm too usually by that
yeah,
point.
and the thing with Muncie is when he throws, he turns his whole body.
Yes.
He throws differently than everyone else. So
He's
even when
he's straight over the top,
yeah,
right? He's always coming over the top.
and his whole body goes with it. Like his shoulders are all over the place. I see that when he plays catch, but every time he makes a throw from third base, it worries me. I don't know why. It really does.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely not there for his glove. Let's
No.
see what we got.
Nah,
Let's
getting
see.
mashed.
Showtime said, too bad the Orioles got new owners. I was hoping for Adley in 2026.
I
Yeah, that's an
know.
MLB the Show team right there.
Yeah, that's yeah, it is. I mean, it's good for baseball, but yeah, at the same time, it's like, wait, it's one less farm system for the Dodgers.
Hmm.
It's
Tim, you might know the answer to this. Where is Cody Hose at?
so he was still a double A last year. I thought he made it to triple A briefly. It's really just about, it's always been health with him. He
Health with
breaks
him, okay.
every year. Just has never had, like a sustainable 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
he was supposed to be the next third baseman
I know.
for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he was perfect because he's ginger too.
Perfect. That's what we go for the third baseman. It
I
looks like
know. He was
I miss
set.
JT.
He
That was
was
funny.
set. He was
Yeah,
gonna
he
be.
was. Yeah, he was one of those guys I was telling Ram about, and we both got to. I mean, honestly, we got to know him because of MLB The Show. We're playing, and we're seeing these guys, and then we start looking at into them, and I'm like, this guy's gonna be good. We were probably saying back then, 2020, 2021, maybe. Oh, he'll be up in 2023 or 2024, whatever. But we
Exactly.
just saw him just really just not fall off. But yeah, you said the health. I've never really looked into it too much. Just saw him slowly fade off of our top 30 list, and now he's not even on it at all. But yeah, hopefully he has a good comeback season.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he probably, for his own sake, probably needs to go somewhere else. Um, he's even though the Dodgers don't have a ton of experience, he's at third. He's not anywhere on the radar right now
Mhm.
with the Dodgers. But you never know. I mean, it would be, yeah, if he could put it together, it would be what a story that would be. I mean,
Would be perfect
Comeback.
for us.
yeah. I mean, he was so highly regarded, and there's nothing wrong with it's not, he's not a bad player. That's the thing. It's just health. And but
So
that's, like some people say that health is like there's 5 tool players, the sixth tool could be health.
Yeah.
staying healthy is hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys that invest a lot of money just to stay healthy.
Damn. Hepatitis C later said they picked Cody Hose over Gunnar Henderson.
Yes. And a few others too.
Dang.
That's for sure. Oh
That's all
man.
right. That's
I
all
mean,
right.
the
We'll
funny
live
thing,
with
they
it.
got Michael Bush like what, just a few picks later, and Bush, even though he was traded, actually he worked out well in terms of he's going to get a chance to play with Chicago, and we got a couple really good prospects
Yeah.
for him to keep replenishing the system. He's 26. He needed with Bush. It was like you got to play him or trade him.
Yeah.
And there's going to be guys like that. Dalton Rushing will get that to that point. Diego Cartaya, all those guys, and they just have to make decisions. But with Bush, they probably waited a year too late to get full value. But I think Jackson Ferris might be. People were like, "Where's all our left-handers?" And it was a good question because if you look at all the top in the top 30, about 12 of them are right-handed pitching prospects for the Dodgers.
Hmm.
I mean, it's amazing. But now all of a sudden you go, okay, they got this Jackson Ferris guy, and then you've got Ronan Kopp. If you guys have heard of him, he kind of looks like, it kind of sucks, but he looks like Bumgarner when he pitches.
Then
But
we
he's like,
got what's his name too? Maddox Burns, right?
yeah, Bruns. Yeah, yeah, it's
Bruns.
actually Bruns. Yeah. So I actually have Maddox really high in my own what I think the Dodgers think. I think they think really high of him. And then there's
Hmm.
another guy that came off Tommy John. They got in I think it was the 2021 or 2022 draft named Justin Robleski. So those guys are either going to be at some of them will be at Great Lakes, which is high A, or they'll be at double A. And so they got some really good ones coming. Cobb, I got to, he was really a guy that I've really gotten to, one of my best views before the Shohei stuff was an interview I had with Ronan. And just a big kid. I remember interviewing and I'm interviewing like in the middle of the interview, go, wait, you're only 19? Now he's like, he's 6'7", big kid.
Dang.
You know, I mean, 6'7" dude throwing, right near the 100 mark. Um, yeah, we're seeing more about River Ryan. Yeah, be
Hmm.
fired up about River Ryan and make sure it's a little late. Well, it's not too late. You can still send a Valentine's Day card to my favorite general manager, AJ Preller. Just AJ Preller, San Diego Padres, Petco Park, with love. You'll
Thank you.
you'll get it
Hmm.
because he never sleeps anyway. He's up playing
Uh,
basketball at 2 a.m. I mean, I think if the guy would sleep, maybe he wouldn't do this. But
They're
you know,
asking for thoughts on Gavin Lux this season.
What do you got, Josh? What do you think?
Don't ask me. That's my favorite player.
Oh, okay, you had a good bias there.
That's
Yeah,
my favorite
bias.
player.
He has 2
Um,
jerseys of his already.
yeah, I
Nice.
already have 2 jerseys of him. I got one with In and Out spread stained on right here. I had to get a new one. But yeah, nah, I'm big on Gavin Lux. I saw something just earlier today. Obviously, we've all seen him hit the nuke today off of Daniel Hudson. Amazing to see. I also saw that he gained bat speed, changing up his mechanics a little bit. This is from somebody completely random on Twitter, so it could be false, it could be misleading a little bit, but
True.
they said they said he gained 6 mile per hour bat speed, which is equivalent to around 7 mile per hour exit velo.
Mhm.
So you think back to 2022 and all those warning track shots he's hitting, a couple of those sneak out, a couple of those hit off the wall. So I think he had what, a 116 WRC plus in 2022. I think if he hits for even just a little bit of power, I mean, a
Right.
couple doubles and a couple more homers, that's going to shoot up to 130, and that's a dang good 9 hitter right there, I'll tell you that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have high hopes for him. It was absolutely heartbreaking last year. I mean, people on the chat know this, but I was in the clubhouse a few days later after his injury, and I saw him in there, and you almost want to cry for the guy
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he had his chance, and just a fluke. But he's put on some. He's a thick in a good way, thick boy. He's put on some more muscle.
hmm
I think it's really just, can he play the defense? With a knee injury, can he? Will he still have the range? Because that's one of the. If you remember, he played a little bit of shortstop for them when Seager was out in 2021, and the dude covered a lot of ground.
His
Um,
problem was the arm.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I've had the yips, and my youngest has had the yips. I know all about that.
Yeah.
Awful.
I feel like that's always been at least mine and Ram's concern about Lux is I just feel like he just like you said, he just has the yips a little bit when he throws, but hopefully I'm really hoping this year with Miggy Rowe being behind him.
Mhm.
Miggy Rowe is obviously one of the best veterans in the league as far as being a teammate. So I'm hoping that, he can learn a thing or two from Miggy Rowe and really just throw with confidence. That's all we can ask for as Dodger fans. Just throw with confidence. We held on to him for so many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all these trade deadlines, all these teams asking for him, and Andrew Friedman always said nope, nope, nope. And I mean, this is his time right here. This is his time. We got a
Yeah.
World Series team, and he's gonna be our 9 hitter. This is his time.
Yeah, and people forget, after 1979 or 1979, 2019 was either the number one or number two prospect in baseball.
He
Yeah.
It was
was, yeah,
him or
so high.
Wander Franco, the pedo head. Um, let's see. Yeah, Steve Sachs used to have the yips. I remember that, Mr. John Rod. Oh my gosh. Pedro Guerrero, former Dodger great, one of the favorite number 28s, played third base. He was bad. Steve Sachs was second, had throwing issues. Pedro Guerrero, he said, "Yeah, when I played third base, I go, God, please don't hit it to me, and also God, please don't let him hit it to Saxy." So they they just had a brutal infield defense. In fact, Sachs even threw one away in the 1984 All-Star game. It was just, he had it. It's a 40-foot throw, and he couldn't make it. It was so sad
Crazy.
to watch, but he got
And
over it. And it was gone.
and I think that's a mental thing. I think once you have that mental blockage of
Mhm.
once you get the ball, you need to make that throw. You got to make it natural. That's what it is. It's got to just like muscle memory. That's what it's got to feel like. That's why they practice so much. It turns into muscle memory.
Yeah.
And then once
It's
once that one big bad throw happens, it can mess up everything for a while. You got to
That's
Yeah,
what
regain it.
Munchie
yeah.
said. That's what got him last year too. Was just that his confidence level went down.
Yep.
And I mean, once your confidence is gone, it's obviously really hard to get it back when you're playing 162. So I think him being able to fully reset and like Tim said, working on his agility, working on his throwing, all that, dropping a couple pounds, whatever it may be, just being able to mentally tell yourself, I can make this throw, I can make this throw, and I'm gonna make this throw, rather than saying, I don't want the ball hit to me, I don't want to have to charge a ball, I don't want to have to field a bunt, just little things like that.
Well, Doc was talking about that in
Yeah.
his speech. So, with Doc, sometimes you just get the standard fare sometimes. I really like that speech. That was
I
one of
did
my
too.
favorite things he's said. I just thought that was
Yeah, my high school coach used to tell us that in the clubhouse too, and that does hit. That hits different. You want the ball. You gotta want it.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're not confident out there, you're not going to make it. But you know, hopefully this team will take those, will take that to heart. And people, Doc can say it because he did it in 2004 in that playoff against the Yankees. The whole world knew he was stealing that trying to steal that base, and he did it. So he, at that moment, that one time in his career when it was time to put up or shut up, he put up. And
Mhm.
that dude never has to buy a drink or dinner in Boston or Massachusetts ever again. They love him there.
Yeah,
Yeah, just for that.
I wish I
Yeah.
could remember that. I was about 2 weeks old at that time.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me see. Norm Lee says Lux needs to control his whiff rate, but it is the defense that's a concern. I don't think it's necessarily the whiff rate. I actually really like Lux's bat to ball skills. I'm more
Mhm.
concerned on him hitting more extra base hits this season rather than just singles and because he had almost a 300 average all year until he had what was it a little hand injury at the end.
Yeah. Oh no, and on 2020 it was a neck.
Neck. It was a neck. There you go.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
come back
Yeah,
the
he
same.
yeah, he didn't come back the same and he wasn't rolling as he was all
Well,
season. So
okay,
obviously that affected him.
here's the thing with Lux. If he does pan out to just be a singles guy, for this team, it's perfect for the 9 hole. Get him
Mhm.
It
ready
is.
for the top of the order. So for this year, I can let it slide. I mean, he was supposed to be a power hitter, right? When he was coming up,
Well,
he
probably 15-ish.
15-ish. I remember he was hitting bombs in the minors.
Oh
If I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
He no, and I only saw him play one game at Rancho before he got promoted, and it was a rehab game for Hyunjin Ryu, and Lux first batter, first pitch. The sound was beautiful. It's dead center, way over the wall. Just crushed it. Was promoted just a couple weeks later. Um, yeah, I never got to meet him when I was working because I didn't start working those games till later. Um, but yeah, Luxy, man, um, there's a lot of talent there, and that,
Yeah.
of course, replacing JD Martinez with Shohei Ohtani is a huge upgrade. Even though JD's a really good player, but replacing Miggy's hitting with Gavin Lux's potential could be huge.
Huge.
Then Teoscar. Man, this team, and then the pitching is obviously night and day. Um, and I
We
think
have a
Muncy's
lot of
going to be
pitching.
better.
We have so much pitching.
I love it.
So much pitching. The one thing that we're missing is the lefties, but it's
Yeah. Well, we got, hopefully we can get a good solid 80 to 100 innings out of James Paxton. I'm sure Yarbrough will make few starts here and there.
what do you think
Uh,
about a
Yeah.
6-man rotation?
I'm a huge fan. In fact, um, FanFest, I asked it twice. I asked Doc and I asked Emmett Sheehan about it. 'Cause I've been on it. I've been on it since 2019. I mean, me and Daniel
God,
Preciado, he used to work with, we both used to work at Dodgers Nation. He ended up writing the article. We both were big fans of the 6-man.
I'm a
And
big
it's
fan.
like, why not? We got a bunch of glass pitchers. We have a glass now, but they're all made of glass. Every pitcher's made of glass. You might
Yeah.
as well get them in there. Um, I'm hoping someone like Gavin Stone can really force that issue. I know
Yeah.
Gavin had a rough year last year. See, this Hepatitis C later has it about right. Lux with a 280 average with 15 knocks. That would be a great season.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
huge upgrade. Then it
Yeah.
makes the lineup filthy
It does.
Sure.
It
because
does.
because when you sit Will and you put Austin Barnes in there and you got Austin and Miggy Rojas in there. That's not good. You were gonna say something, Josh?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. I was watching your stream with Danny. And you had mentioned like just like Rancho and like possibly like doing something at Rancho.
Hmm?
Just because we are like in the area and we've gone to a couple Rancho games before. How often do you go to those?
I'll go like at least once a series.
Once a
And
series?
um yeah, it's so, work the media pass on. That was the first place I got the media pass was with at Rancho. It's a great, get to know the players and stuff like that. But we're gonna do some type of meetup for sure. 'Cause people in the chat want to do it. So we'll definitely set something up where we'll have some type of a meetup, and maybe I can set it up so we can maybe meet some of the players or something like that. I don't know. Um, the good thing is the players they're not big time yet. So
Yeah.
they're really, in general, they're very friendly. I've had such great experiences with them. I need to, it reminds me, there's a need to, because one of the catchers that gets lost in all this stuff is a guy named Jesus Galiz. And he's probably their best defensive catcher, and really underrated. I want to get, at least if I can't get him at spring training, I want to do a Zoom with him. Really, and I forgot he had a rough year last year and then he got really going. And then I look back at his year and I go, wait a second, he's only freaking 19. I thought he was like 22, 23 because the way he carried himself, very
Hmm.
mature and things like that. But yeah, there's people in the chat. How many of you in the chat have gone to a game at Rancho?
Man, Rancho used to be the spot for me and Ram. Rancho, and then do you remember the Mariners single A affiliate, the High
Yeah.
Desert Mavericks? That's
Yeah.
where we used to go because that's like
Wow.
where we're from. So we used to
Okay.
go to those all the time.
Yeah, up there. Yeah, and Padres used to be affiliates with them even before they were at High Desert before that too, I think.
It was
Mhm.
Then there was also a Lancaster team.
Yeah,
That,
Lancaster's a little further, but
yeah.
the High Desert, and then we would always, not always, but roll down a couple times with our parents to Rancho to see Inland Empire 66ers,
Yeah.
just to just baseball. And we were young kids getting baseballs, yelling at the players, "Hey, can we get a ball?"
Yeah. Oh,
we would,
jeez.
we would go to games over there all the time just to get baseballs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you end up getting quite a few. I
You
mean,
do.
I like to say that the Rancho games and stuff is easily the best bargain in Southern California for baseball. Right up there with college, but these are, you know, it's just a few years ago that Dustin May was there, that Gavin Lux was there, Tony
Hmm.
Gonsolin. Outman and Pepio weren't there because the whole, what's it called, pandemic and all that junk.
Mhm.
Um, but this year or last year, Lorenzo and DePaulo were there, and those guys might be superstars someday. They have a lot of talent.
Hmm.
Um,
I remember
so
I remember my first time going to Rancho. Corey Seager was right in my face. Like
hmm,
he was big guy. I was young. My dad was like, that guy's supposed to be good. And we were sitting right next to
He's all right.
the batting circle or the on deck circle, sorry. We were sitting right next to it, and I'm just watching him take these practice swings. I'm like, this is a big guy.
he's
So
a dude, yeah.
that's what, as a kid, that's what made me follow up with him. And Corey Seager's been my favorite player, like since he's been a Dodger, and even still, he's my non-favorite Dodger,
Yeah,
or
me
he's
too.
my non-Dodger favorite. So watching that guy as a kid, and then he hit like two doubles that game. So I'm like, him going to the majors and World Series MVP, that brought my childhood back. I'm like, Corey Seager was right there.
Yeah, and that's what the thing with that is. Been so many good players that have gone through there. I mean, before Rancho was with the Dodgers, they were with the Angels, and Mike Trout played for him. So I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't even know that.
yeah. And then we've, in 2022, we had Clayton Kershaw do a rehab.
Yep.
Last year, of course, we had Julio. We've had, Chris Taylor a few times there, Corey
Puig.
Seager a couple times.
Yeah. I remember my biggest Rancho memory is Yasiel Puig rehabbing. And I remember I was dying for the autograph. Dying for the autograph. I mean, I made my grandma, my poor grandma. I made my poor grandma wait along the rail
Yep.
the whole entire game. Didn't watch a single inning. Just sat on the rail the whole game.
Yep.
I told her, Grandma, I'm hungry. Can you go get me a hot dog? All just like the whole entire game, all 9 innings. My mom and my siblings were watching the game, and I had my grandma in line with me. Got the autograph on a card, which is sick. But it
Yeah.
was just that's like one of my favorite things ever was just like just that experience, you know?
That's yeah, but those are cool. I mean, now that I have media pass, I can't do the autograph thing anymore. But I still remember 2018. Was there for Bueller rehab before I had a pass and all that, and waited in that same line, got an
Yep.
autograph from Bueller. Then funny, I went to the Dodger game the next day and saw him, and then I got a picture with him, and he goes, "You want an autograph?" I go, "No, I got that last night. I just want to get a picture with you." Um,
Little flex.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it was kind of cool, but yeah, that's the thing. Those experiences are there. In fact, well, the best night last year was Joe Kelly, man. Joe Kelly, dude, those guys, when he came in, the crowd went nuts, absolutely nuts, and it wasn't even
Yep.
packed. But they love Joe Kelly, and he was really cool. We got to interview him afterwards and stuff. Really nice guy. The guys from Bleed Los were there. Roger from Bleed Los was there. And then at work, well, hopefully you guys get to know you get to know some of these people. You guys had a chance to meet any of the Bleed Los guys?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Okay, they're really good
The
people.
couple people we met, I mean, really just at FanFest was Danny, James at Blue Heaven Media.
Mhm.
Um, who else? That's really it, honestly. I mean, because we're super new, like we said, so we're excited. I mean, we're super excited to be at the stadium this year.
Yeah,
We both got season tickets for this year
great.
before Otani, so we got
Oh,
a bargain. We got
yeah.
a bargain.
I went
Um,
I went the day after we lost against the D-backs.
Wow.
they should have given
I
to him
was
for free.
even though I live in San Diego, I had season tickets from 2016 to 2022. I wish I had them this year because I'd have made a killing off them. Um, yeah, because I can't go to all the games, and now it's like I get spoiled. It's like I just want to go with the media pass because it's hard though. I only got 3 last year, and one of them I had to bail. It was going to be Gavin Stone's debut night before COVID got me fine.
Ah,
Took
Ah,
over 3 years for that bastard to get me, but
dang it.
bug got me, and I had to miss Gavin Stone's first start. And it's like I finally got a pass, eh,
Dang it.
and this year's gonna
Yeah.
be impossible.
Yeah, it
oh
will.
man.
But yeah, so we got those for a bargain, obviously, now
Yeah,
considering the increase. But our plan this year is really just attend as many games as we can, make as many videos as we can, because we're both gonna have our personal accounts too, but obviously we're gonna be at Dodger Stadium, so we're gonna post our content on there too, all
good.
over Instagram, just interviewing fans, getting to know a lot of great people. Like we said at the start, it's easy, or like we said before we were started recording, that it's easy to be friends with anyone in Dodger Blue.
Yes,
So it's always fun just meeting new people, meeting people from the media, meeting people that, support us. We all, appreciate them as well. But yeah, it's
And
gonna be a big season for sure.
yeah,
well,
here's
as you guys know, there's some legends there, on their own. El Mariachi Loco, the baseball head guy. Guys like that. You want to
Yeah,
make sure you meet them.
for sure.
we did
Yourself,
we
Bob,
met
and
the helmet guy. We met the helmet
Yeah,
guy.
okay, cool.
yeah, he was cool. I didn't even realize I took a picture with him last year in the NLDS. I was so excited. I just started taking pictures with people. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing with the Dodgers, I guess social media. It is a big, big, big community.
Mm-hmm.
I think bigger than probably any other team. And honestly, I didn't know much about it until we started making videos. Like Dodger Danny, I was never really followed up with him, and he has one of the biggest fan pages out there.
It's
And
huge.
once we joined, we got to know who he was, and I'm like, how was I never on this side of Instagram or
Yeah.
anywhere? So now we're catching up. So we're getting to know these people. So we still got a few people to learn about.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's a good community. I mean, there's it's going to sound cheesy. We don't compete necessarily. I mean, I know there's, everyone wants to do well, and it's one of those, there's millions of fans,
Yeah.
and there's plenty plenty to go around, and yeah, and so we just keep show up on each other's shows. I mean, um just never mind, I need to get some people on I need to get like Clint Pasillas and Casey Porter on my show. I haven't had them on in a bit. But yeah, just to start doing that, and getting on the show, getting on other shows, inviting other people on your show. You can do that, and they'll be happy to do it.
Yeah, it's fun too. It's fun to do.
It is,
It
yeah.
is.
I mean, you just because you're talking about baseball,
Yeah.
Dodger
So
baseball.
I'm telling you, it's easy. It's always easy. But yeah, no, we're definitely down for any meetups at Rancho. That's definitely in range. Any meetups at Dodger Stadium. I mean, anything. We're doing a bunch of I'll say this to the what do we got? 40 people in here that me and Ram already bought an extra ticket for Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night, and we're gonna be giving that away on our page. So that's gonna be huge.
There you go,
But
folks.
but that's exclusive information. Don't tell nobody. But
Yep.
we already got that.
Don't give up the ghost on that one, folks.
Yeah.
But we are
People want that.
yeah. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
and
that
make sure you're following these guys. Their Instagram and YouTube. Um, Make sure you're following them. You just got to do it. Support them. They're gonna hopefully do some live stuff pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
yes. No, for sure.
We also on TikTok too. We want to go live a lot on TikTok during the games or after the games, even post game reaction, anything. For us, it's
Yeah.
easier on TikTok. We just have to have the 1,000 followers. We're only at like 700 right now.
We're getting
Oh,
there.
okay.
We're getting there. But yeah, but the reason I think I mean it would honestly be beneficial for you too, because with TikTok, you get on the For You page, and that's just random people scrolling and they see you. So kind of like our goal. This was really my goal at the start of this whole Dodgers Explicit thing was we're getting season tickets. I want to kind of be known as, oh, Dodger game's over. Let's go see what Dodger Explicit's saying, because we're walking
Yeah.
out of the stadium, letting you guys know what we think about the game, what we think about Dave Roberts pulling someone for no reason, it's anything like that. What do we think of this person's poor at bat in the ninth inning? Just anything like that. We kind of just want to have that ability to let our opinions out, because we were doing it to ourselves in our group chat or calling each other,
Right.
and now we just get to do it online, right? Like who wouldn't want that, right?
I gotta get you guys on. I actually have a TikTok. I don't use it as much.
hmm
Um, but I do. I post on there sometimes. I did.
Yeah, it's the
TikTok's a
algorithm.
great place to get yourself out there for sure. Especially you, since you do live streams.
Yeah.
There's a way that you can literally get this screen onto the TikTok live.
Yeah. I
And
know. I gotta figure some of that stuff out.
yeah, I think I might know how to do it. So if you want to talk on the side about it, we can
Yeah.
definitely do that. But it's definitely a way to get yourself out there more too.
So there you are. It keeps throwing the sound on. Sorry about that. There you go. Following you now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll follow you back once I get on that on the app. But yeah,
Yeah, and then
Mikey said, okay, you have my attention.
Yeah, because of the Shohei bobblehead, that's for sure.
yeah, that's I think a lot of people will be giving them out too though. Or selling them. There's gonna be a way to get one. There's gonna be a way.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, if you're willing to pay, there's no such thing as a sellout. That's
But
question
back
is who will have more strikeouts, Yamamoto, Glass or Bobby? I'm gonna say Glass.
I'm gonna go Big Bobby.
Big Bobby.
I got ooh.
He's about to say Yamamoto, and we're all gonna have a different answer.
No. I got Glass now. I think he's gonna be healthy this year.
I hope so. Oh man,
So,
if he's healthy, that's gonna be so awesome.
I think
mhm.
that he's a lot of people are underestimating him. I think and this might be a hot take. I think he could be our opening day starter.
Good.
Definitely.
But
I mean,
I,
he's right up there. He's got the ace stuff.
He
The
does.
funny thing
does.
is, when that trade was first came out, Bruce Kuntz was one of the top. He was the guy that broke it, and
Yes.
but it said Pepio and DeLuca for Glasnow and Margot.
Margot.
And I didn't like it because, like, wait, you're giving up 5 years of Pepio for 1 year of Glasnow. And
Mhm.
also Pepio, to be honest, is a friend of the show. I did an interview with him back in 2020 during the COVID stuff, and we've been tight, not tight, but he calls me I'm a day one of Pepio guys. So it sucked for me. But then, we're doing the Shohei Ohtani press conference, and all of a sudden it starts popping up on our phones that the trade's going to happen contingent on a 5-year extension. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it makes sense.
It did hurt losing Pepio because he was one of my favorites. I had told Josh, what was it, beginning of last year, the year before? I think
No, it
last
was
year. Huh?
yeah, it was last year. You saw him throw one time in spring training. You're like, he's gonna have a great year. And then the oblique, I think, went on, and that injury
Yeah.
took way longer than expected. But he still ended up
Yeah, and
pitching like a stud at the end of the year.
I told Josh, I said he's gonna have a breakout season. Watch, and Josh was like, nah, like he'll be up and down. But once he broke the major leagues,
Yeah.
he was good.
Yeah, he had a really nice year, and he'll do just fine over there in Tampa, that's for sure. He's another guy that I'll be rooting for.
Yeah,
For
As
sure.
it goes, and like I said, just always been really kind to me. I always, I look at those. That's one of the things I look at these guys. So I've known them for a few years, and then they make it to the majors. Do they still say hi to me?
yeah.
When I'm in the clubhouse and stuff, and they do. Michael Grove, Mickey Vargas, James Outman, Pep, all those guys. And then one of the cool things, like I met Sheehan in the clubhouse last year, one of the few times I was there, and I go, yeah, Tim Rogers Dodgers 28. He goes, oh man, we love your stuff, and I'm like, well, cool, man. Those are the real
Man.
cool ones. Like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, okay, okay. I'm gonna throw a big one out. All right. In the chat might not remember this, but last year at spring training, I see Andrew Friedman. I go up and I go, hey, introduce myself. I'm Tim Rogers, and I start asking a couple questions. I go, yeah, just I have a thing called Dodgers 2080. He goes, oh, I'm a big fan. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah. He goes, yeah, I look at your stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. So
That's
that,
crazy to
and
hear.
it's no lies, man. It was it was really a cool thing
It
for
is.
to say that, and he was on, it was cool that he was on Doug's show,
That was cool.
in November or
Mhm.
whatever. That was really good. Well done by Doug throwing out those pictures. I don't know if you guys saw it where he was throwing up pictures of Friedman, like from his baseball days and all that. And then he snuck in a picture of Ohtani. This is before Ohtani signed, and Friedman just lost it, man.
Yeah, Doug does such a great job. That guy, he's the mastermind behind all this.
He's
Yeah,
so, yeah. Him and Clint. Well, Clint's been the guy I've learned the most from, and then Doug. We talk. We chat a lot. I worked for DN for 4 years, and so yeah. So, and Gary Lee, who's the owner of DN, I'll always be grateful for. He broke me into this stuff somehow. Still don't
Yeah.
understand. Well, it would all happen because I gave Joe Davis a sweater. It was a weird story. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Okay. People might remember this. Um, in 2018, Joe Davis showed a picture of Orel Hershiser in 1988 on the float for the parade for winning the World Series, and he had this definitely a late '80s sweater, a Coogee sweater. Bill Cosby used to wear these on his Cosby Show a long time ago. Kind of hideous looking things, and I went, huh, and I went on eBay and I found one, and so I bought it, and they're in San Diego. And I go, hey, and Joe walks by, hey, Joe, I got something. And I pull it out and he goes, hey, can I have that? And I go, yeah, sure. So I throw it to Joe. During the broadcast, he whips it out for Hershiser and shows it. And so they talk about it and and he brings my Twitter handle in. And so that's how I got noticed by, Dodgers Nation and stuff, all because of that sweater. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So
And
give out some
so,
sweaters, guys.
yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I found more of them. And so, yeah, I let Joe keep that one. And then I went to visit my son in Florida for Christmas, and he comes, he greets us, and he's got the same sweater on.
Wow.
And then I got a copy here. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, but that's what kind of got this whole thing. Without that sweater, none of this is happening. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
I love hearing the backstories of all this.
So that's the thing. You just develop those things. You guys are going to experience these things. You guys are going to have so many cool little stories. The Dan inspiration. Andrew Friedman watched videos of Tim hitting home runs off Lance Lynn. Yeah, you guys have to get in the contest. So we're going to having a running total of how many home runs Lance Lynn gives up. How many? I'm going to throw Giolito into that one because he's in Boston now, so I think he's going to get up a ton. Then how many Ohtani has, and who has the most? That'll be kind of the question. So we'll be tracking that during the year. Dan inspiration, huge fan of Lance Lynn. Let's see. Let's see. He's got number 1, Yamamoto, 2, Tyler, 3, Bobby, 4, Paxton, 5, Sheehan, 6, Yarbrough to start the season, with Walker and Clayton joining later, and a field of others. Yeah. Let's see. Question. Any thoughts about Sasaki and rolling? Oh, that other guy, the different Sasaki.
Yes, I saw that.
Big boy.
Yes, big boy. He what is what's the word forego the MPB draft to come to America already?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Hey,
saw his
Who was
option.
that?
he's a big slugger.
Yeah, just like he just fresh out of high school in, is it Japan?
Yeah.
Uh,
Rintaro. When I saw Sasaki, I'm like, hey, yeah,
yeah. No, it's
Roki.
just this young kid who's coming to college. He's going to Stanford. His options came down to UCLA, Cal, Vanderbilt, and Stanford. He went with Stanford. And I heard he's a big boy and he can hit the ball really far. So we'll see him getting drafted in a couple of years, I'm sure.
These guys want to get in there quicker now because, well, obviously, United States baseball is exploding in Japan, especially Dodger baseball for obvious reasons.
Yep.
And of course, the baseball in Japan is really good. I mean, they are right there in terms of, maybe not in the depth, but in some quality guys. I mean, for a guy like, if you think about it, Yamamoto got 325 million without throwing a major league pitch.
Hmm.
That's
Wow.
Yep.
that is crazy. That is crazy. But that's why the Yankees didn't want to sign him. He didn't. They didn't want to give him more than Garrett Cole.
How dumb is that?
But then they also gave him a jersey with his name on it or his number on it.
It's so weird because what if Mookie had that attitude? He was, I got to be the highest paid guy. Shohei can't come here. He's got to sign for less than I did. Like, man,
That's just ego right there.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sounds
I
like
like
sounds like the Padres.
Oh gosh, it's a good parallel because it's about what, your legend is getting those parades. You're going to the thing is, you win World Series, you make more money
Yeah.
no matter what. I mean, just in playoff shares alone, but then also, let's say Garrett Cole and Yamamoto dominate. They're the top 2 guys. The Sports Illustrated. Back in the day, they'd be on the cover of Sporting News, Sports Illustrated, and all that stuff to get a cool picture of American and Japanese love and all this stuff. And and you'd be making a ton of money off of that stuff. But no, you gotta watch his little ego. It's kind of weird.
Yep.
It is weird. I thought the way that the Yankees approached that was very odd. Very odd the way they approached Yamamoto.
Yeah. No, it was it's perplexing, and I just I don't get what they're doing. I think maybe I don't know if it's Cashman that's doing that or it's coming from the ownership because back in the day, when you guys were still in diapers, George Steinbrenner running the show, man, that dude, he would have had Shohei and Yamamoto and he would have had them by a long shot and he would have had them quick.
Yeah,
That's
that's
especially
when.
if the Yankees not making the playoffs like that. He'd get all yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were landing Yamamoto for sure. And then when obviously when we first started the show was when the two Japanese superstars they signed. My biggest thing was how did the Yankees even let the Dodgers get Yamamoto? It's like, yeah, you can say he's getting paid too much, but then no matter how much the Dodgers are paying him, they still have this pitcher that's disgusting. So
Yeah.
how are you gonna let them get even better? Not only are you missing a pitcher, but you're letting the juggernaut team get even better. Collecting our
Yeah.
Infinity Stones.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and that's just part of it. And the Dodgers, they're gonna make money off Otani and Yamamoto hand over fist.
They've
And this
already
year we
have.
have the this year we got a Googleheim patch. Next year it's gonna be like some Japanese company's gonna pay $1 jillion just for that silly little patch. That's my opinion. I
How do you
prefer
feel?
In and Out.
How do you feel about the jerseys? That would be cool, in and out.
I love In and Out. The jerseys it sucks. And I don't like the idea of the patch, but the patch actually fits.
It
You know what I
does.
mean? It looks good on the white. I still would rather not have sponsors type thing. That's for car racing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what that's for. But
Yeah.
yeah, but In and Out would be just so perfect, man.
That would be
I'd buy
that
so
would be
much
pretty
of
cool.
that. I have, oh boy, I got 20 plus, probably 30 plus In and Out shirts.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
You love
love
In
In
and
and
Out more
Out.
than me.
Oh man. Well, I'm older too, though, so I've been
Well,
collecting them over the years.
well, Josh has a spread stain on his jersey, so I guess that counts.
Yeah, that
That does
counts.
count.
That
That
counts.
counts, man.
That counts
Dodger
there.
baseball plus In and Out.
Can't beat it.
Apparently, we're also getting new City Connects too. I wonder what that's gonna look like.
So
Maybe.
yeah, I didn't mind the other ones. I didn't like the blue pants. I'll
Yeah, I
admit.
didn't like the pants. Once they threw on the white pants with the white
Yeah,
piping, it looked good.
yeah. And I like the hat. I've always liked the hat. In fact, it's what I wear when I'm out is that hat. You know, the one with the black brim and
Yeah.
black brim though doesn't go well with the green screen. So that's one of the reasons that I don't wear it with the
Do you have the one that says what does it
Yeah,
say, Los
Los Dodgers
Dodgers?
on the side, right? Yeah.
So the first one said Los Dodgers in the
Yeah.
front. I
I
didn't
have
like
one of
that
those
one.
too.
I didn't like that one. I thought it was too much at the front.
Yeah, it was. I kind of liked it, but I know I'm the old white man, but it should have said Los Dodgers. That just flat out. If it would have said that, it would have sold. You couldn't have kept them on the shelf.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
That I didn't get a City Connect jersey. I should have. Maybe I'll get I wonder what this one's gonna look like. Do you think we could have a little Japanese culture in there?
It might. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna head to I'm gonna head to our mall down here. We have a few of the last years. I need to grab one. I do have a couple. I've got like at Dodger Stadium, near the media area, they sell those jerseys. I've got like a Justin Brule, City Connect, whatever's cheap that I'll get just because I want to get it and I want to get like the Vin Scully patch or the ones with Lasorda or Newcomb or whatever. So I always collect those and just try to buy the
Yeah.
cheapest ones.
So what we do when we go to Dodger games, we look out for who has the most random jersey name, like player on their back. And we were at FanFest. We saw a Zach McKinstry one. I was like, why does this guy have a Zach McKinstry or not Zach McKinstry?
No,
Billy
Billy
McKinney.
McKinney.
Billy McKinney.
Yeah, we have my son he has it, but it's here because he's in Florida. But he has a Arizbel Arabuena. They had it from Cuba in 2014.
Yep.
I
Wow.
have a Zach Lee from the guy that was traded for Chris Taylor. I got his spring training jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cheap. It was like,
That's
shoot, man,
funny.
I'm gonna buy it. They didn't have cool stuff like that when I was younger, so I make up for it.
Yeah. If I could have one random player's jersey on this team, give me. There's not really nobody random this year. Man, who would you guys
No.
take?
If I had to pick like a random, not a random, but just like someone not everybody has, I would get a Bruce Dart jersey.
I was gonna say that.
I'd like a
My
Bruce Dart
You don't,
jersey.
you don't see
my
those.
older son does have a Bruce Dart jersey.
Yeah, see,
So
I would like that.
when the Dodgers won the World Series in 2020, I I told everyone in my family, what jersey do you want? So I get the MVP. So I got Corey. My wife also got Corey. My youngest got Mookie, and then my oldest got a Bruce Dar.
Wow.
Yeah, do you have your Shohei jersey yet?
I don't.
Are you gonna get
I
one?
don't want to buy. I don't want to buy that. I don't want to buy that New Jersey one. I'll buy one. If they win the World Series, I will buy the MVP. No matter how stupid the numbers are and all that, I will buy that.
Yeah. So do you buy the ones with the numbers in the front, the red numbers, or do you
Yeah.
buy just the?
Well, I usually buy Authentics. But I think like I want to get something because I want to get one that says like I want to customize it, and on the back, it'll say 20 and then the number 80.
Mm.
So the last name would be 20 because like my son has one that says Blink 1 for the name and then 82 for the number.
Mm.
So the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get Dodgers explicit ones.
Yeah, you got to figure something out. It's like, how do you want to pull that out? Or else I'd like you, instead of saying Dodgers, I'd like it to say 20, then the number 80. Because like, if you ever do merch, you can't use the word Dodgers in it. So it's like,
It's
yeah. So
tricky.
if you look at Dodgers Nation merch, if you go on their website, now they may individually have stuff that says Dodgers on it, and I have a Dodgers Nation shirt that says the word Dodgers when I used to work for them. And Doug has like a cool hat that says Dodgers Nation. But if you go on their website and try to the stuff that's sold, it won't say Dodgers on it. It'll say DN or it'll say Nation instead of Dodgers across it. That's part of what, yeah.
Mikey says, "Can you do Doyers?"
No, they've copyrighted it. The Dodgers own that copyright.
They do. They have that copyrighted.
They
They should
do.
have threw that on the jersey then. Come on.
I know. It would have been
Ah.
perfect. Oh, Mikey Kim, I'd like to see a custom jersey named Steve Garvey Jr. So for you younger people, Steve Garvey in the late 80s was going to probably be a senator or a governor. And then he had all of a sudden multiple babies with multiple women and so he became Father Steve. And people would have bumper stickers down here in San Diego that said Steve Garvey is not my padre. Um,
Isn't he running right now?
yeah, but it's about 30 years late. No,
30
years.
he was set up. The dude was set up to do that. To run. I mean, he was his life very, everything crafted well, but he uh couldn't keep it in his pants.
Yep.
But old Steve Garvey got his number
Hmm.
retired by the Padres for one home run. That's how bad the Padres are.
Yep. It's pretty easy. You don't have to do much.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I went into their I would say trophy room, I guess it would be. It was just all
Yeah.
Tony Gwynn stuff. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And I made a comment out loud. I don't know why I said it. I said, "Where's the World Series trophy?" And I was looking around.
Don't worry,
Some old guy got mad at me.
I'm sure they have a 2022 NLDS trophy.
Yeah.
Yep. Hang it up.
Well, it's funny because if you go down certain parts of Petco, and I love the ballpark, but
Yeah,
Amazing.
there's a
beautiful,
place
beautiful
it
stadium.
literally does have a little flag about winning that, for 2022 NLDS win.
No way.
Yeah, they do. They got
That's
wild card
insane.
things and all that. Dodgers, man, we got it's World Series or nothing.
Yeah, you don't see no banners along the outfield above of our division titles of all these years. We don't do that. Sorry,
Yeah.
we play for rings.
Or even winning 111 games a couple years ago. So what?
Yeah, who
Yeah.
cares? Who cares? That's the new playoff format. Hopefully this year that it's the biggest adjustment because I mean it's clear as day that the wild card series you're rolling into. I explained it. I explained it to him. If you're in the wild card series and you're going full force, right? You're going full force into a team, and this team's just standing still. So the Dodgers are this team standing still.
No.
They got to try to stop these guys when they're rolling.
Yeah.
But
This momentum's a big part of it.
yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do about that. I think MLB. I think there will be changes on it. Not anything crazy, but I like the wild card series being a thing. I don't like the big break.
Yeah, it's too long. So normally has a good one. You got to take the old Joe Kelly jersey. It's worth a Porsche. True.
So Josh actually has a different 17 jersey. You want to tell him about that one?
Who you got?
Well, no, Kyle Farmer. No, so as I was a big Gavin Lux enthusiast really early on, as soon as he changed his number, I got the 9. That's the one with the in and out stain.
Oh.
So I figured, okay, 2023, I'm gonna get on someone new, and I got a Miguel Vargas 17 jersey.
Sweet. What is he now? 28?
No, that's Bobby.
Oh yeah,
27, I think
Bobby.
he is.
Did Mickey go 27?
Yeah, I
I
think
think he
so.
is 27.
Well, he's got Matthew Ryan Kemp's number.
Matthew Ryan Kemp. Yeah, now that was not a good purchase looking back at it, but you know what? We'll roll with it because
Never
there's nothing I
know.
can do about it now.
I am still on the Miggy Vargas bandwagon. I've been on it since saw him at Rancho coming up at like 19 years old, and the maturity of his at bats was phenomenal. He would hit a lot of warning tracks to right center because he was 19.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
He's gonna be a good he's gonna be a good player. I think last year after the injury, it was a mental game for him. You can tell
yeah.
he was struggling.
His swing just wasn't looking the same as it was in the minors when he's hitting 310, 315 in double A and triple A. Then he comes up to the MLB, the hand injury, and he just didn't look the same. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I think he'll start the year at AAA probably,
Hmm.
which is fine. And I don't think he'll be there that long. I think he'll do really well, and he'll either get brought up or he'll get traded. I look at it. I just want him to play.
Mhm.
Uh,
Hmm.
but
There's
I don't
there's no spot for him on the team right now, which
not
is
yet.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
But like we said, injuries happen.
They
We
yeah.
do.
we
And I
don't
I
know
was
who the next
wondering
guy.
if they were before it was announced that he was playing left field. I was wondering if he was going to be back at third base maybe, but I guess that's not happening.
I was thinking that too, but I don't think they like his deep. He did good at second base. I thought actually
Did
he
too.
looks
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Yep. Mookie's second baseman for the rest of his career, it looks like.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't.
Hepatitis City later says 25th year anniversary of Jake Cronenworth's hit off of Alex Vesia to put the Padres past the Dodgers and start their World Series. Oh wait.
And he also said Jake Cronenworth gets his jersey retired for that hit.
It's probably the case.
Talk
It
about
Oh
let's talk
man.
about that contract just real quick. The Padres are just throwing money,
yeah.
and he has not lived up to his hype whatsoever.
What he's a nice utility player.
He is, but the money they gave him, you figured he would have probably been producing more than Chris Taylor, more than Kike when they were at their
Yeah.
peak in the Dodger blue.
The worst
But
part about the contract though, he had 3 years before free agency when they gave him that contract. And at the same time they did that, they did the Darvish contract, which they gave a 6-year contract to a 36-year-old pitcher.
yeah, they gave him a fat contract.
And then they did the Bogarts contract. And then they had to trade one of the best hitters in baseball because of all those stupid contracts.
And then
Yep,
somehow they offered Aaron Judge 500 mil. I don't know how, but
Well, that was what they that was I'd
reported.
known that Seidler was dying. And so they were going all in for Seidler, but Xander Bogaerts ain't it. And
Not that
not
much.
anymore.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
he's a
I
good
like it.
player,
Yeah.
but he's not. How would I like? It's hard to explain what he is. Honestly, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna
Yeah,
go out and
he-
he's gonna perform. He's gonna have a good year, but he's not your superstar that you want leading your team.
Right. And he's not and he's not someone that's getting the gate. I mean, if I saw him on the street, I wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah,
But if I saw
either.
if I saw Machado or Soto or well, obviously Tatis with his hair, I'd recognize those guys.
Yeah.
But Xander, no.
Nah. Yeah,
I can't
Xander.
picture him in my head.
No, shoot, yeah, me neither. But I just looked it up in case you guys are wondering. Jake Cronenworth's a Padre till 2030.
Thank goodness.
Thank
And
goodness.
again, thank you, AJ
Yeah,
Preller.
he is a Dodger killer though. So
He's
I
had his
see him.
moments. Yeah, he's had his moments. It's just when they play him at first base, they're not getting the value.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, but yeah, he doesn't have enough power to play first. But you put him at second, he's good, good enough. And you put
Hassan Kim, there was apparently speculation of him getting moved, but
if they trade Hassan Kim, I'm gonna just laugh all season.
Me too. Because you can't do anything else but that.
Hepatitis says it really good. Bogarts is a B plus player, nowhere near an A, but the B plus is really good.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he's
I
like
like
an
that.
87%.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
literally the B plus, 87%.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Let's see.
So where do you think the Padres make the playoffs?
Not this year. They have a lot of pitching to still acquire. They need a lot of luck this year for it to happen. I think Diamondbacks are going to be good this year. They've improved their team.
They have.
I still think well, they signed Jock, so they're not going to go after JT, I'm guessing then. Or JD because JT went with Toronto. JD Martinez is still out there. That's amazing. Gosh,
There's a lot of free agents.
There's 2 DHs. I'd want JD back, man.
Yeah, me too. I think he'll be a Met though. I think he'll be a Met. That's my guess.
Yeah, I just don't want Blake Snell to be on the Giants because he is a Dodger killer.
Well, here's Blake Snell's not. The Giants aren't going to sign Blake Snell because they can't close the deal to save their life. But
yeah,
I want to see Blake Snell on the Orioles. I think that would be very interesting.
Oh yeah, because they just lost a pitcher, right?
Yeah, he's gonna try to pitch through it, I guess.
Yeah.
Kyle Bradish.
Yeah, that won't last.
That's what I said. Get the surgery now. Be ready for next year. If he pulls a Dustin May and waits, or Gonsolin and wait.
And Bueller too.
Bueller too, yeah.
Bueller, yeah. Farhan, a double agent, ruining the Giants from within. Probably true.
Thanks, Farhan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we always talk about me and Ram just about how the Giants can't close a deal, and I've made videos making fun of the Giants on our TikTok, and Giants fans get so mad. It's so funny.
Yeah, it is.
I just get on and I'm just like, hey guys, it was Shota Imanaga. I was at Disneyland. I was at Disneyland with my girlfriend. And she's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, cool. Literally like 5 minutes earlier, Shota Imanaga is the Cub. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make a video real quick. And I just start recording and I'm like, well, guys, the Giants and Angels have missed out on yet another free agent. Shota Imanaga is a Cub, and the Giants failed to close yet another deal. And all the Giants fans are just like, start cussing, whatever. But I just like making fun of them and Angel fans. And Padre fans. Those are like my top 3 fans to make fun of. And just get into it with, really.
Yeah, I don't really get into it much, but I enjoy it in San Diego because I live in San Diego. So, okay, so this is hepatitis C later. So this is an itch I got too. Do you think it's too late for Andrew Friedman to swoop in if Snell is right with a 2-year deal with an opt-out? See, I would try to do that because I think Snell for 2-3 years would be really good, especially with the Dodgers pitching, with the prior lab and all that.
Timeline and all that, how it lines up perfectly. But the thing is, if he knows he can get something with 5, 6 years with some more money. Because I think he knows that the regression is gonna hit in 2, 3 years. And I mean, to be honest, I
Yeah.
think he's a little overrated and gets a little lucky considering how many batters he walks.
Yeah, and that's a good point because the Padres also last year they had really good infield defense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even with Bogarts at short, he was part of their weak spot, but he was a little bit above average. But Kim at second, he's so good, and of course that Machado guy ain't bad over third.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he had a lot of help. That's a really good point. I think the Dodgers could help him get with some of that control issue. He's just such a something about him. I
Yeah.
don't know. He just
I
doesn't
wish
seem like a Dodger.
I wish he would be a Dodger, but nah, it's not happening. Because I mean, if we can't beat him, just get him.
Yeah. Well, and the Dodgers would get him. I mean, if they felt they could get him, because that's what they did with Bauer. Because it was such a weird thing the way he wanted like 1 year contracts.
Yeah.
And the next year, Freddie Freeman just fell in their lap. And if someone falls in their lap, they'll take him.
Oh yeah.
They didn't need Freddie that year because they already had Max Muncy at first.
And he was a good first baseman.
Yeah,
Max
he
Muncy was a
was.
good first baseman.
Yeah,
Man.
that was his best position easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Ram have always said ever since 2020, like in the playoffs, we would see him, make a nice dig, and we're like, Muncie's never been there at first. Like,
Yeah.
anybody throws the ball anywhere near him and in range to catch it, as long as it's not over his head, he's gonna catch it. But I
Yeah.
mean, third base is just
Freeman's
a
the same way
problem
too,
with
though.
coming up. But yeah, Freeman's the same thing.
Yeah, it's yeah, but neither one of them. Muncie's not a good third baseman. Freeman
Mm-mm.
used to play third.
Yeah, he did.
Obviously, couldn't have been that good if he was put him at
Yeah.
first.
Well, there's
Yeah.
Will Smith played a little bit of third. I don't know if you remember that.
I do, and I wish they would have continued that because I don't know. That's why I'm hoping they do something with rushing. Or I know Cartaya has played a little bit of third back in the day.
Either way, two of those three guys are probably going to be gone if they can't play another position.
Yeah. Well, they all can play first. I know that. Oh,
And that
someone's
spot's definitely locked up right now. That's the problem.
Snell with Philly sounds about right. That actually
That,
does.
that
I've
does.
also heard Philly's in on Jordan Montgomery. Those
Yeah.
those guys got to be getting itchy.
Yeah. How? What about Bellinger too?
I'm telling
I
you,
thought
he's
he would be.
got Boris clients, man.
I know he overdid this. Well, Boris ain't done yet. So I was about to say he overestimated. I got a feeling he's still gonna find a way. Um, I don't know. He's really good at his job. Let's put it that way.
It's
He is.
one of those where it's annoying, but it's his job.
Well, a kid I used to coach in Little League, his agent is Scott Boras now.
Wow.
Yeah, he's with the Cardinals. Bryson Mott, second round pick.
He gives the players every penny
Mhm.
possible.
And it was funny because I one of the first times I had a press pass, I saw Boris, and so I go, "Oh, I got a mutual, so I'm going to talk to him." And I started talking about my player, and he goes, and Boris just started rattling off facts about the kid. Just some, 22, 21, 22-year-old kid out of college. And he's rattling off all this information about him. Dude knows his stuff. He is just, you can only hope to be as good at your job as Scott Boras is at his job.
It's annoying as a Dodger fan though.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Well, JD was a Boris guy. Paxton's a Boris guy. I mean, Belly, Urias, and Corey. And then, well, Pepio was also a Boris guy.
Well, I don't think Julio
Paula,
was staying. I think Julio was on his way out.
he was, yeah. No, Doug McCain had said it a few times that he had some info that he thought they were out. And I think part of it is because of the first domestic thing in 2019. I think that kind of said, well, we're just going to get all we can out of them. since he's on our team, and then just let him go.
Mhm.
And then
That
he
dude cost
asked,
himself $200 million, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Stupid.
probably not. Seems like it's just gonna go silent. He'll probably never pitch again. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got to be. Yeah, it bothers me because he is. So the first press pass I ever had was actually at Inland Empire. It was for a Julio Urias start rehab.
And it
Mhm.
bothers us Dodger fans even more because he got the last out.
And it's history, and I still embrace it. But dude, I'm sitting there. My first time with a press pass, I'm sitting outside the dugout. Julio comes out, turns around, sees me, offers me his hand. Shake my hand. Hung out with him at the batting cage. Got to interview him later. He speaks English, good enough. His brother was there, took a picture of him and his brother, had a really good time. And then last year, his rehab had a really good experience with him. And then, it's very disappointing, man. It's
It
just a
is.
bummer, man. He's a personable guy, but man, stay away from the alcohol and, don't lay your hands on a woman, whether you're drunk or not, man. That's
Yep. No excuses.
There are none, yeah. And so
Zero
it's
excuses
cost
there.
him millions of dollars. And I think more important to him is his reputation. I think he's ashamed of himself. Um, he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Let's see. San Diego's not trading with the Dodgers. Yeah, we know that. Last time they traded with the Dodgers, we got River Ryan.
For free. For
Pretty
free
much.
yard
Well,
sale.
even it was mentioned here when they made the Matt Kemp trade for Yasmani Grandal. I hated trading Matt Kemp, but I knew
I cried.
Yasmani was a good one. He was good for a few years for the Dodgers. He was, switch hitting catcher. Um, he was really good at framing because that's when framing became kind of a big deal was around that time. I think it
Yep.
was John Weissman wrote an article in Sports Illustrated. I think it was him that turned me on to that possibility, and then it happened. Um, Gosh, I'd love to get Hassan Kim though, man.
Mhm.
If we
Throw him at
were
third.
to
Go much short, man. Put Luxy somewhere else. Hassan
Oh,
put
Kim's
true.
good.
Luxy at second and move Mookie back to right.
Maybe Mookie play third. Mookie probably play better third base than Max Muncy. Let's be honest.
Well, Hassan Kim could play good third base too.
He does. Yeah, he plays a good third.
So that would probably be the option right there.
He's so good. He's one of the best. He might be the best defensive player in baseball.
Did he
All
win the
around.
Yeah,
platinum
all
or
of-
was that Tatis that won the platinum?
I know Tatis got the gold for sure.
Oh, Tatis won platinum. They got his stupid bobblehead I showed you earlier, Ram.
Oh, that's right. I mean, Tatis, obviously he's a great athlete. He's an idiot. Um, just not a smart man.
Yep.
At all.
5 cent head, $1 million arm, or
Mm-hmm.
now it's $1 billion arm. But
Hmm.
let's see what else we got in the
Yeah.
chat here. Yeah, Kim is going to cost a pretty penny.
For
He
sure.
is. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Yeah,
You planning on going to opening day, Tim?
I'm working on it. I got to figure
Working
that
on it.
out.
Working on it.
Thing is, it's a few days before the wedding anniversary. So
Ooh.
yeah, take care of. It's my 30th.
Oh,
Ah,
big 30.
big number.
You guys are going, huh? What?
Yeah, no, get that taken care of. We'll take care of the opening day.
Yeah, we'll see. I think opening is Thursday. I think my anniversary is like the following Tuesday, so I'm probably missing Quakes Media Day again. Gosh darn it. It'll probably be that Tuesday, and that's like the best day. So I meet everybody. But yeah. But in 2019 for our 25th wedding anniversary, my wife did go with me to Media Day, took pictures and everything for me, held the mic and all that.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
that's a wife right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's awesome, man. She lets me do all this stuff, man. It's the fact that she lets me go and do all this stuff, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, get you a wife that'll let you, keep your hobbies and all that stuff.
Yeah. And
Of course.
You never know what this may turn out to be, guys. You know, that's the thing.
Never know.
Yeah, no,
That's
we're super young, so we're gonna keep going. There's nothing that's gonna
Yeah.
stop us.
Oh man, back in the day, I wish I would have started something like this. But you know, we didn't have even, I wish it just 10 years ago if I would have started this.
yeah.
Just the people that were on YouTube like in 2009 and stuck with it, they're
They're
millionaires. I mean,
yeah.
they just keep
This
sticking with it.
it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a grind.
Yeah.
People think the setup it looks easy. It does. I know it does, but being in the game now, it's tough.
Yeah.
It is real tough.
Yeah.
And the thing that we want to do differently is not only this podcast or show, we want to actually like do like content at the games
Yeah.
and put out like big YouTube videos, you know, like challenges at the stadiums. Just getting the younger, I guess, side of Dodger fans
Mhm.
who like the TikTok trends and all that, combining that with baseball, combining that with the Dodgers, throwing it in a YouTube video. That's sort of the difference where what we want to make.
Gotta
Right.
grow the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, in San Diego, it's a little rougher for him. Plus, straight, I mean, my youngest son can do that, but he's in Florida. He'll probably be joining me pretty soon on some stuff. Because I do need to get into younger if you look at my if you look on YouTube, you can see the the age range.
Ages. Yeah.
Man, it ain't pretty.
You know what though? Ours actually says we have pretty a lot of older fans too, but I think it's because it's a podcast page. So I think
Yeah. Well, for me, you know, like I like the long form podcasts, you know, I like the way some of these guys do it, you know, whether you like them or not, if you want to learn how to do it, you watch Joe Rogan just because he's so good at it. And the fact that he can just keep finding ways of asking questions is amazing, and how we can keep taking it and let the guests express themselves. He doesn't have an agenda, which is
hmm
cool.
he just lets it roll, and he knows how to keep it rolling too. That's
smooth.
one of the big things
Yeah.
with the podcast.
Yeah. There's a few others that can do that. What's that Russian guy, Lex Friedman? He's kind of boring in some ways, but dude has the most amazing guests, and he just sounds kind of boring, but he's really good at his job. He's just really good at keeping those conversations. But I think there is a really big room for the smaller things, you know, the Gen Zs and all that type of stuff, to get that small, you know, the quick stuff. They like to see themselves. Let's which is a cool thing. I mean, for us, it used to be, hey, I was on the local news, or I made the local fish wrap. My little league team was there. I want to be like Joe. Let's see. Well, okay, what is he gonna say? If you're gonna be like Joe Rogan, you must be open to the Native Americans' wisdom pipe. Dear old Timmy. Yeah, that ain't gonna work for me, man.
Right here, FanGraphs has the Dodgers at 103 wins. Will they be over or under?
What do you think, Josh?
I'm going over. I gotta go over. I'm thinking. This is my prediction. I set our line because I did like a story on our Instagram, and I set the line at 107
Mm.
because we have we have. I'm gonna be honest. We have record breaking talent. We could go get the 119, 120. The Mariners didn't know one. Will we do that? No, because that's not our end goal. But I will say, I think Mookie's gonna see a couple more off days than he did last year.
Hope so.
Freddie, I know you like playing every single day. You might see a couple off days this year.
Amen.
Um,
Gotta-
we we got depth. That's the thing, guys. We got depth this year. So I'm thinking, random April 17th, we play the Nationals at 12:10 p.m. Mookie, Freddie, let's sit out and wait for the travel day.
Wait,
Let's
12-10. Is that a home game?
it is.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
my best. That's my best shot. That's my best shot at a press pass. Then it's the day games.
Yeah, on a Wednesday too. You might have a real
Yeah,
good shot at that.
against the Nationals, and hey, sit them all down. I just want to get. So at the media center, you pay one price, you get food, and included with that food is endless soft serve ice cream, and it is
Ah,
really good soft serve. It's not the crappy stuff. It's good. Yeah.
I'll go just for that.
I know.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah, who cares about the job?
uh yeah,
Okay.
it's really cool, I'm sitting there the first time I had one. I got, my meal, including a bowl of soup. I'm walking by my favorite player of all time, Fernando Valenzuela,
Mm,
and I dumped my soup right in front of him, basically. Didn't hit him,
Wow.
but I dumped it right in front of him.
choked,
Oh,
choked.
I did. But yeah, I mean, you're in that media area and you got, Oral Hershiser's in there. And like I said, Fernando's in there, Manny Mota, Rick Monday, some of the other announcers that aren't working that day and stuff. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, obviously that's every Dodger podcast, Dodger page, that's their end goal.
Yeah, we'll get you there,
Well,
man. We're gonna get you
not
there.
end goal, but
No,
definitely.
it's something I never thought I'd do. That's for sure. Never had, until like I said, the sweater story. Let's see. Yeah, Hepatitis C later says they won 100 games in a stopgap year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, think about like we had Lance Lynn out there tossing turkeys last year, and we still reached 100 wins.
You know what?
Tossing turkeys.
I got to give Lance Lynn a little bit of credit. He saved their staff for a little bit because they were out of pitching when they got him.
Innings
Yeah,
eater.
he
Let's see.
was.
Does Ram and Josh have a press pass? Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet. This is
we'll get him going.
Give us a few years.
Yeah, we'll get him going.
yeah. This is only shoot. Ram, what was the day we started? Was it the
December
13th?
11th.
December 11th. So we're barely passing 2 months right now.
No,
But
your growth's really good. I mean, it took me really. I was coaching a travel team, some 12-year-olds. It took them going out and saying we're going to get coach to 100 subscribers on YouTube. That was in late 2021. I started in 2020, so I didn't even get to 100 until late 2021.
yeah,
So
It's hard. It is real hard. If it wasn't
it
for
is.
Instagram and TikTok, our YouTube probably I don't know where it would be.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
this
just find your niche and just keep getting good at it. And the way to do it is like with this one channel I say, it just says, just press record.
Yep.
yeah.
Just keep doing it. You learn.
And the thing is, it's I mean, Josh clips a lot of stuff. He posts like 2 to 3 times a day, and
Good.
I'm at work and I'm seeing this, and it's like every day it's something new. I'm like, damn, he's
Good.
holding it down.
No, that's what you got to do. Yeah.
Have to, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
find
Yeah, because
stuff.
what's
Ram,
better for us is we have 2 people to split the job, So
Mhm.
the YouTube videos, I take care of that because he's not too big of a tech guy. I'm more of a video editor. So that's split upon. I think the other day I think I literally spent like an 8 hour, 8 to 9 hours just making the FanFest video.
Yeah. That's the best part about live. Guess what I don't have to do afterwards?
Edit, you
edit.
just throw it.
That's right.
Yeah,
But that's what I want to do. Like I
Yeah.
enjoy making the video. The podcast is just another fun thing to do.
Yeah. Well, that skill, keep building the skills. Do you guys remember when Chan Ho Park gave up 2 grand slams in the same inning to Fernando Tatis Sr.? I do. I watched that game. It was like on ESPN or something like that. And they left him in to die. Yeah.
Mikey. Just for me and Ram's record, we don't remember. I don't know if we were born.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
What
think
year was that?
I'm going to say 1999 or
I was
2000,
-5. I was
2001. Yeah.
Yeah, I was -5 years old. Sorry, Mikey.
The funny thing is Chan Ho Park works in the Padre organization, which sucks because Chan Ho he was the first Korean player to play in Major League Baseball. And he didn't even, when he started with the Dodgers, he didn't even play minor league ball. I think he played later, but he came straight out of Korea into the Dodgers pitching staff and was it 20, not 20, geez, 1994.
Yep.
It was kind of cool. Just to watch. He had a big leg kick and he had some good stuff. Barring injuries, I think 104 wins. With injuries to the pitching staff, 98. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of lean the 107. I think that's actually a pretty strong number. I think that's achievable. I just hope the Diamondbacks push them though, because when the Dodgers sit there and go, "Oh, we got it clinched," then they die in September. They stop hitting.
yeah.
They
And then
they
we
lose
play,
that
and then
momentum.
we post Mookie Betts hitting exhibition game home runs for the week we're gone, and then we're gonna flop, and then Otani, Freddie and Mookie go a combined 1 for 29. You're right though. I do hope the Diamondbacks push us. I honestly hope we win 96 games and Diamondbacks push us. You're right because I want them playing hard up until the last week.
Yeah, I mean in 2020, the Padres pushed them till basically the last week of the season, and the
Mhm.
Dodgers went in the playoffs on fire.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, they just until the Braves.
Not too hard though, because the Giants
Yeah,
they worked us too hard.
yeah, it was too that was too much. Yeah, but at
Yeah.
least they just ran out of gas. But at least they were competitive until the end instead of getting
hmm
beat by far inferior teams.
I like this question right here. Somebody said if I can't find it, but he said which reliever will have a step back and which reliever will have a better year, something like that.
Hmm.
Which reliever will have a big year and which reliever will have a step back?
I think the easy step back answer because he was so good is Ryan Brazier,
I was
but
gonna say that
I
too.
don't think it'll be too big of a step back. I mean, he was what was it, a .7 ERA in 38 appearances? Like
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Now
yeah, it was ridiculous.
but the breakout or not breakout, a big year. I think Gratterall's gonna have his biggest season.
I'm hoping and
Last year
praying
was elite.
that it's Blake Trinan.
Yes.
Get the video game back. That video game. How the heck are you making that ball do that?
No,
Mhm.
he throws
Back.
frisbees. That's not a
Yeah.
baseball.
And how are you supposed to hit that ball is even more important.
Yeah. So if we can get him back, it makes that bullpen so much better. But bullpen looks good.
Yeah,
I think Michael
that's
Grove will be in there. Kyle Hurt, that's been hepatitis C later. I think Kyle Hurt should make the something. He's got to make the staff.
yeah.
I think he's got amazing stuff.
He barely he pitched 1 inning last year, if that.
Yeah. And he was showing off his swing and miss stuff.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
he
was I think
it was
wasn't it
against
highest in
Padres.
the minors?
Yeah, it was nasty. Yeah. Yeah,
they didn't want to give him the chance. I think I don't know why.
it was the weirdest thing because they
It
go, "Oh
was,
yeah, he's gonna come up and do this one game, and then we're sending him back," and they did. Like what?
but he proved that
He was better than half the pitchers that were in that staff.
Yeah.
It's like,
Better than Michael Grove.
yeah, no.
Michael Grove has his on and off days though. Grove when he's on, I like the way he looks.
Yeah, I think with Grove, they have to make a decision on him. Is he a starter or is he a reliever?
Yeah,
I think he's a reliever.
I think he's a long man. Yeah,
Hey, his stuff does seem to play up.
he can serve a Ross Stripling role to me.
Yeah. Excuse me, my throat got a little dry there. Let's see. Yeah, they're talking about Chan Ho Park and Tim Belcher, where Chan Ho gave him like some type of a judo kick or something like that in the game. Like it was crazy. It was one of the funniest things that it's hilarious. It was one of my favorite ones is like my son's former coach Dave Stewart. The manager of the Indians came out and took a swing at Stu, and Stu decked him. Just one punch, just laid him out. It was kind of Tim Anderson type, where
Yep.
the dude
I
went
was about to say
down.
that.
Stu's training martial arts, man, and the guy comes down, try to hits him, like, oh, you fool, man. Just don't one punch. Good night. Yeah.
Good night.
Baseball, we had some good fights back in the day. There's some fun stuff. Even my high school team, we had a couple fights. So
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that very often anymore.
Nah,
yeah, everyone's
especially
too
with the
friendly.
Dodgers. That's actually I want to talk about that real quick. Dave Roberts, I feel like he's got to show some more backup to his players. Last year he only got thrown out once, and there's been some questionable stuff, I think, where he should have went out there and said something.
I managed for years in Little League, did some travel ball and stuff. And I, managed so anywhere from, 8-year-olds to 14-year-olds. But I remember learning from a guy who was one of my coaches, but he way more qualified than I. And he goes, Tim, you got to fight for your players. You got to go out there sometimes, even if you know you're not going to get anything. You don't have to go make a scene, but you gotta let them know. And a lot of people go, oh, but they're professionals. No, they're human, and some players don't need that, but I think some players need to know. Now they should know that Doc's got their back,
Yeah, they know.
but sometimes you need to show it.
Yeah.
And
I think the fans need to see it too. I want to see some fire out of Dave Roberts. I mean, I like you said his speech the other day, loved it. I loved what I saw. But when Muncy looks at a ball 6 inches off the plate and strikes out and
yeah,
has to take off his helmet, I want Dave running out there screaming and yelling because that's a bad call. I
get
mean,
ejected.
I know I hate how
Look,
Aaron Boone is my go-to for this, but he stands up for his guys. You've seen him wiping all over home plate,
Yeah,
doing whatever he's doing. He
he
stands
does
up
it
for
with
his
style,
guys.
though. He does it with
He-
style.
yeah,
I just wish Doc had a little bit more of that.
yeah. I like some of that fire. I think it does. Well, I still remember it was in the 2020 season, and I think Bill Plunkett to call it because Doc was getting ripped a bit because the Dodgers went through a little minor slump in there, and Plunkett called him Salty Dave because Dave was really pissed off during the press conferences, and all of a sudden the Dodgers got better. Salty Dave, I like Salty Dave. You
I'm
got
gonna
to
have to bring
be
Salty Dave back.
you got to show that sometimes, not all the time. You can't be that way, or then it becomes a caricature.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're feeling it, man, let it rip, man. If you're pissed off, let them know that you're pissed off, whether it's at the umpires or your own team or the
Yes, that's what we
media.
need.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that some of the guys went after the media a few days ago. Because their media was complaining, well, Shohei needs to do this, and then I didn't like the way Doc kind of threw Jason Hayward under the bus and said, "Oh, Jason Hayward's gonna, talk for Shohei and stuff like that." Like,
Yeah.
but you know what? I care less what Shohei Ohtani has to say, and I'm a member of the quote media. I don't care what he has to say. He's not going to say anything. What's he going to say? The only thing I cared about was your freaking dog's name. That was all I cared about at that stupid press conference. Everything else was stupid. That's all anyone cared about. That was the biggest
Yeah.
story. And it took like till the fifth or sixth guy to ask that question. That's what people wanted to know is what's a freaking dog's name? And people, Shohei's not going to say anything. It's going to be political. Mookie Betts,
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman, they're saying nothing.
Yep.
None of these guys, they're all kind of programmed and all that. That's just the way it is, but it would be nice to have somebody willing to go and stick their foot in it, and tell someone to shut up or say that umpire sucks
Yes.
or things like
Yep.
that.
And
Whether it's
not
Doc or maybe like Teoscar or something like that, maybe he'll do. I don't know.
yeah, so that I have one name on the roster that does that, and I think we need somebody who's gonna get in our players' face because it's a long season. Like
Yeah.
you have to get punked by your own teammates to set you back on track. I think I wish it would be a Mookie. I wish it would be a Freddie, but that guy's gonna be Max Muncy to me.
Mm.
I can see that.
Once he does kind of get that. Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying because you've seen him pissed off a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and even after that we got swept by the D-backs, he showed his emotion to the media.
Yeah.
I think what did he say that he was crying on the way home, or he said something like that.
Yeah. Good. What you need. No, you need that. You need someone that really,
He cares. He cares. He wants to
yeah,
win.
I think these guys all want to win, but and I've said it on this show. There's a lot of those guys, they're fat and happy. They got great contracts, they got beautiful families, they got perfect houses, they got all the cars you could want. Now it's like, do you have the motivation?
I think Shohei brings that.
Boy, I think so too.
Shohei definitely
He
does.
set that example, like you guys said, Gavin Lux showing up, Walker Buehler showing up every freaking day with Shohei Ohtani. What, 2
Mookie,
days after Fan Fest or Dodger Fest? On that Monday, there he was in Arizona.
Yeah.
Mookie and Freddie were not showing up early and setting the example. Shohei set the example real early, and he's here to work. I said it on our show. I don't think the Dodgers as an organization is the reason why he chose to play here. I think he for the name, I guess, he chose to play here to win. And if we weren't in the best position to win, he wouldn't have came to the Dodgers. If the Blue Jays were in a better position to win a World Series than the Dodgers, I believe he would have went to the Blue Jays. I don't think he cared where he played as long as they were going to win.
I agree. And I think Yamamoto might have been the same way.
I think Shohei helped, obviously.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's like, hey, we got the Dodgers have the best player in baseball, and two of the other, some of the other top guys. Oh, I should go there, but, I mean, Ohtani has this whole thing he wrote up as a kid, his story. I mean, one of his stories, he predicted the Dodgers would win the 2020 World Series, but he just thought he'd be on it. That's in his it's in his diary or something like that, or he's got this whole list. The dude is driven to be a legend. He wants to be the greatest player of all time. And
with health.
Yeah, and if you want it, part of being the greatest player of all time is getting some hardware.
Yep.
And the thing is, Freddie and Mookie, they got trophies. They have MVP. They've got their great families and all that type of stuff. I mean, they got it all. I mean, they're living the American dream. And I think Mookie is really ashamed of himself.
He is. He expressed that.
I like that.
He expressed it.
Yeah, and so I think he woke up. And,
he said his main goal this year was to finish the season.
Yeah,
that's what he was looking forward for this year. Finish the season.
He didn't have any home runs in September, right? I think that he was stuck at 39 the whole September, pretty much
for a while. And then he had an exhibition home run, and then
they was trying to chase that number.
Probably
could have been.
Probably could have been the reason.
And then Freddie was chasing the 60 doubles and all those stolen bases. I don't want to see Freddie stealing bases anymore. He's 34 years old.
He's a smart base runner, though.
He is, but
he steals it when it's there. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, he's such a big man.
Yeah, it scares me every time he slides.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want him getting hurt. I mean, he's too important.
Yeah, we brought it up when Ohtani first signed, and just the way that they played in last October and how obviously disappointing it was. But we kind of referred it to the Mamba mentality, and we call it the Ohtani mentality. We were always laughing about the Ohtani mentality, because why would you not be driven? Why would you not be more driven to win with the man with the biggest contract, the biggest name, and he wants to win? He's never won. Why would you not want to be a part of that legacy?
Yeah.
So I think Ohtani I think Freddie and Mookie are also going to be able to feed off that. I'm not questioning their want to win.
Right.
But I'm saying that'll drive them a little bit more, knowing that I want to get Ohtani a ring. I want to be a part of his legacy.
Yeah, and it only enhances theirs too. I mean, you become, Mookie obviously was, 2020 World Series. He in my opinion, he should have been the MVP because his stuff happened in games in which they won. But I'm glad Seager got it too because I love Seager. But but there was no parade. We know why and all that stuff. These guys, man, they win a World Series and they do it where they play some games at home, maybe even win it at home. It's legendary because we're all part of it. We get to go to the parade. We get to just really celebrate it. I mean, when they had their World Series ring presentation, one in six
Thanks.
people could
Mhm.
be there or something like that.
Yeah.
I was there, but I paid for it because I wanted to be there. I've been waiting for years for that.
Mhm.
And so these guys have a chance to be legends and maybe have their own statues or their number
Yes.
retired as Dodgers and stuff like
Yep.
that.
That's what it's about. And if they win with Otani, I guarantee you 50 will be up in the rafters.
I know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mookie's got a better shot at going to the Hall of Fame with the Dodger uniform if he has a few more years like he's been having.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's tearing it up.
Yeah,
He's
I mean, gosh, sometimes I still can't believe Mookie Betts is on the Dodgers. Such a great player.
I can't believe
Mhm.
Shohei's on the Dodgers still.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't make sense yet.
no, it'll hit once we see him playing. But it sounds like he might not even play in some of the earlier exhibition games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc said today though that it's going to be hard to keep him out of play because of
Yeah.
how his progression's going.
Yeah, well, he wants it. He obviously wants it, and yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want him. I don't want setbacks. It's
Yeah, just want to bubble wrap him until October.
exactly. It's a long season, and you don't have to. Even with going to these games in Korea, which personally I hate, because in us when they went to Australia, Clayton Kershaw got off the plane and had to miss 6 weeks or something like that, and then Brian Wilson, the beard, left his fastball in Australia. Because these 20-hour plane trips are not good for your body.
Hmm.
And so they're going to go through that, and I'm worried about it. Um, I don't really care. I want because I'm in San Diego. Of course, I want to win. If they lose but are still come home healthy, I'll be perfectly happy. Versus, hey, we're gonna throw Yamamoto 7 innings. I don't want to hear that.
Nah.
Padres will do that. They'll go all in, all out to win these games. Um, with the Dodgers, hey, you know what? Pitch Yamamoto 3 innings, follow him with Gavin Stone, with Emmett Sheehan. Just keep and do it with the next pitcher, right? The next start with
Yeah.
Glasnow,
And
whatever.
it's I think it's gonna feel like spring training to them because
Uh-huh.
they're still exhibition games after that. I I
Yeah.
don't really like that, honestly.
Well, I know it's so weird. Well, look at like a lot of the pitching from the WBC. A lot of those pitchers struggled.
Yeah.
They weren't up to preparation what they're normally used to every spring. Had to
Yeah,
go weeks earlier. I mean, even us, I mean, we were only there what a week earlier than everyone else. Everybody else's pitchers and catchers reported today, I believe. So I
yeah.
think we're a
Most.
week and some change, like 9 days early. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're getting prepared for a season and they're throwing you right into
Yeah.
like playoff type action, that's not good for your body. I mean, it was good for the game. WBC was great for the game, but it wasn't good for their bodies, their health. It just wasn't. That's how it is to me.
Oh, no, I love WBC. But yeah, at the end of the day, I liked it better in 2017 when there was no Dodgers and we won it anyway. Um, it's like, um, yeah, it's just not. It's about well, so someone like Shohei Ohtani and WBC means more to him than probably most Americans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
They,
sure.
yeah. So for him, but we saw in a big tournament because he was the best player in the tournament. It wasn't even close. He was so good in that. So that bodes well, in my opinion, for the postseason for him.
Hmm.
He'll be ready for the big stage. I can't wait. I can't
Me
wait to see what
too.
this guy's gonna do, man.
I know.
Yep.
Especially we honestly I have no worries that he's not gonna provide in the playoffs. He's
Yeah.
he's gonna find a way.
Well, hopefully he leads the way
Yep.
and everyone else is right. They follow up with him and
You know what was sad? When Mike Trout asked Mookie Betts, like, is this what it feels like to play in the playoffs?
oh man, but But you know, that's a guy that is perfectly happy where he's at.
Yeah.
And I can't fault the man for that.
Yeah, that's where he
Yeah.
wanted to be.
Well, and for him, because you know, his brother-in-law and best friend killed himself a few years ago. And so that changes your perspective. And so that's kind of my guess there, playing a little amateur psychology. But yeah, his wife's brother and it was his best friend, self-deleted. And
Did not know that.
yeah,
didn't know that
and
either.
that was a few years ago, just a few years ago. And so something like that happens, you go, well, you know, I love baseball, but you know what? I got things. I got my wife, I got my child. Maybe he's got more coming. You know,
Settle in.
lives in the same area as Scott Boras, you know, that down in Newport, all that where Kobe used to live and all that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it ain't bad. It ain't a bad life. I mean, I
Nah.
know he'd like a World Series, I'm sure. He'd take it. I'm sure he'd
Yeah,
like it.
I thought he would have been to I thought he would have gone to Philly.
Yeah, he's one of those very loyal guys. And I think if the Angels really had um if Moreno had any class at all, he would ask Trout, "Do you want to be traded?" and then honor it.
Yeah. I think Trout would still say no.
Yeah, and that's fine too. Let's
Yeah.
see. I'm just
Well,
looking
the best bang for the buck this year, you mentioned Rancho might be Anaheim.
it's true.
They might pay you to go in this year without Otani.
Yeah. And then when the Dodgers go in there, it's gonna be, oh my gosh, it's gonna be
$100.
Dodger blue. Yeah.
Yep.
That's just a park.
Yep. $100. Telling you that's how it is every time we go somewhere.
Otani's only hitting this year. He might view that as a mini vacation.
But that's not quite true though. He's not just hitting because he's still rehabbing on his
Yeah.
pitching. So yeah, he's still going to be doing all that work to make his arm stronger for next year. So it's still going to be a distraction to that, but he's used to that. I mean, still it's less than it'll be because he's not preparing for starts and things like that. And I still don't know how he was able to bat, first, second, third in the lineup and then pitch and
He's a
Be
different
crazy.
then
he's
stay in the
different.
lineup. I mean, they changed the rules for him so he could stay in the lineup as the DH,
Yep.
which very happy. It'll pay
Yeah.
off in 2025.
Well,
And National League has a DH now, so
Yeah.
it was falling perfect for us. It really was.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is going to be really a season that we've never seen before. Obvious, and that's kind of Captain Obvious, but just the dynamics. I think even just changes for the Dodgers. I know, like the Dodgers PR people, just as an example, their lives have gotten just so much busier. Their job has gotten so much harder
mm-hmm.
because of what happened. Um, they're overwhelmed, I'm sure. That's just one example, but it's going to be like that all the way around. It's going to be a tougher ticket at Dodger Stadium. The third of the fans that would show up in Anaheim with their number 17 jerseys, they're going to come up to LA now. They weren't
Yep.
Angels fans. They're Otani fans.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be Yamamoto fans.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it last night. I think Danny said we gained like almost 1 million followers, probably over 500,000.
Yeah, on the Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane.
The Dodgers organization is gonna change, I think. Like it's gonna be different. I think we're gonna have to adjust because we have different fans. We have a whole new country by our side now. Like
Yep.
their culture is definitely gonna be part of the Dodgers for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
especially when we get Sasaki next year.
No, I mean,
I don't know if I see that happening because we have so many pitchers. We really like.
Never have enough pitching.
Yeah, I get that, but if we do, then Bueller's gone probably.
Yeah, we'll see. What are you gonna say, Josh?
I was just gonna say like our most successful podcast video on Dodgers Explicit is us talking about the Dodgers becoming Japan's team
Mm-hmm.
and just putting that in the title. Like
Huh?
that alone just brought us a whole country like to watch
Yeah,
that video.
it shows the geographics too.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it was really cool to see. I mean, we're obviously as Dodger fans, we welcome everyone in. Even the Angel fans that were Shohei Ohtani fans,
Yeah.
you're welcome in. We saw some Shohei Ohtani red bags at Dodger Fest,
Yeah.
but
Oh. Oh
they,
yeah.
they were already in blue in their blue jerseys. But yeah, it's gonna be a whole new scene at Dodger Stadium this year for sure.
Yeah. And this is my dad's famous quote. He said, he to the Angel fans, if Shohei can come to the Dodgers, so can you. That was his little quote.
They will. No, they will. Yeah, there's gonna be even, the road games are gonna be insane. They're gonna be on TV more. Um,
And the thing is, the Dodgers already had this. They already had the road games. They already
yeah.
had the TV.
Yeah. Now it's worse. Now even the East Coast bias that happens, because they don't stay up late. They're on the East Coast, and so the Dodgers are done at 1 o'clock for them. I get
Yep.
it. That's what happens with my son because he's in Florida.
Hmm.
He'll sometimes stay up still, but Dodgers aren't done till 12:30, 1 o'clock. At least with the new rules. So they're not staying up and watching. They're gonna have to now. They need to. You need to watch what's going on in Los Angeles. It's just
Yep.
this is the right now we're the epicenter of baseball, um, and if they have the season that we're expecting, and really to me, I expect a World Series championship this year.
Hmm.
This needs to happen.
Rightfully so.
Um, and if it does, how insane is it going to be? And they really could, if they play it smart, have a little bit of luck, they can go on a really good run and build up um deep playoff runs.
Okay.
Dynasty. This is the closest thing we'll have to a dynasty, I think.
They could do it. I mean, they've got everything's in place. Everything's in place. So, including the minor leagues and the development, they'll continue to churn out players.
Yep.
Um,
Maybe after Shohei's 10 years, we might struggle.
By
Which I
that
mean,
time, shoot, man, I hope to still be upright, dude. Casket yet, man.
yeah, we're not worried about that.
Yeah,
We'll
you
talk
guys are
about that in
doing.
10 years.
I know. Yeah, enjoy it. That's the funny thing, man. In '88, I thought, oh man, we're gonna have so many because then, like in after early '90s, they made a bunch of trades. They had all these rookies of the year. We didn't win a playoff game again until 2004.
Dang.
That's how
Yeah,
bad it was. It was
took that
like,
long.
yeah. I mean, I thought because we got the first one that I was aware of in 1981. I mean, they had one in '65, but I was not uh, uh, um not aware of it. Um, yeah. So the first one I enjoyed was in '81, and then they had '88, and I thought, oh man, we're gonna get another. We've got Darryl Strawberry now. We've got all these Mike Piazza and all this. Man, it took what 32 years.
Little did you know.
Yeah, that's part of it. And even when Friedman first came on board after the 2014 season, I thought we should we'd have at least three right now.
Yeah. I think 2019 we should have won.
Hmm.
I think that was a year we should have won. I think 2022 we also should have won.
Yeah, it was lined up. 2019 for sure. 2017, even with the cheating, they should have won. There were so
Yeah.
many dumb things that happened. Some of it, Doc, Puig being out of position in game two, eighth inning. Alex Bregman, I'll never forget it. Um, he was he was out of position because he ignored what the coaches said on that ball that Bregman hit in the eighth inning that he should have caught. And that run wouldn't have scored. And Kenley's home run that he gave up in the ninth wouldn't have mattered. So they
In game
would have
two?
had 2-0.
You said in game 2 or game 6?
Game 2.
Game 2? I don't
Mhm.
remember that play.
Oh, I do. Oh yeah. Yeah, Brandon Morrow pitching.
I remember that.
No one on, and Bregman hit this ball down the right field line. Just a big pop up that Puig caught a lot of the time. Didn't get to it, missed it by just a few inches. And then Bregman ended up on second base. They pulled Morrow out, had Jansen come in, and he went and threw, gave up a hit to score that run, finished the inning, then came in the next inning, gave up the home run to Marwin. Oh man.
We should have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
game for
So they should
sure.
have, even with the cheating, they should have won.
Yeah.
I was at that
I'll,
game. It
Me
was
too.
crazy. It
That
was
was
yeah,
all.
I'll say 18, we didn't deserve to win that one. But
nah.
17 we deserve to win. 17, 19, and 22, I'll agree.
Well,
We
19 we
definitely
didn't deserve to win, but we had the team that should have won.
Yeah, no, the talent was there. But yeah, the 2018 team, I was surprised they got that far. It was such a
Yeah.
weird season.
Mhm.
Seager going out. Um,
that was Machado, right? Yeah,
yeah,
Machado
those
year.
Machado went and got Machado.
2019, yeah, that I don't know how we lost to the Nats. That should not have happened.
It just didn't come to play. That's
That was also bad moves. Kershaw, I
Yeah,
don't think should have
Doc made some
pitched
bad
that.
moves that game.
I so I have a friend that is he's a really good his kid and Doc's kid used to carpool to school and stuff. And he texted me after that. He goes, "Do you think Doc's gonna get fired?" And I say it's 50-50. But if he ain't gonna get fired for what he did there, he'll never get fired.
Nah.
So that ain't
If
it.
if
Never.
Last year,
if we lost in 2020, you think he would have been gone?
by now
No, I'm saying after 2020.
or after that year.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, because he really, man.
If we lost if we didn't win in 2020, we'd be an embarrassing franchise right now.
I
Honestly.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
And it's still not embarrassing, but we still get a lot of stuff about only winning one within all this
Should be
time.
more. It absolutely should be more. Even in 2015, the biggest mistake was
I was at that last game.
When Friedman came on board, they could have had Joe Madden, said they wanted to keep Donnie Dum Dum for another year. And he's a terrible manager. Good guy, terrible manager.
Was that wait? Don
That was
Mattingly was
Mets.
2015
Yep.
manager.
Mm-hmm.
I was
They
at
lost
that
to
game
an
5.
inferior team. That was the year that the Royals won the World Series. The Dodgers easily were the best team out of there. They had Zach Greinke
Yeah.
and Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, in elite form. In elite
Yeah.
form. Yeah.
And they couldn't close the deal.
It was
Who
Murphy.
was the guy that killed us? Yeah, Murphy. What was his first name?
Daniel
Daniel.
Murphy.
Daniel Murphy. Oh my gosh.
And
We're
that
having a
game
nightmare about him.
5, I think Seager didn't even play the full season. He
He
missed
came
the
up
bunt
in
defense.
September.
Was it bunt defense or no, he didn't cover third on a
Yeah,
play,
because they were doing all the shifting and he wasn't used to that stuff. And they blew that. They blew that defense. Greinke should have been there too, though. I mean, someone should have been there.
yeah, that was my first ever playoff game.
Yeah, I was there for that one too.
That game.
I was sitting right across from you got what's his Benny. He's the Rally Fries guy. I don't know if you guys know him. He used to
Left field
be-
pavilion.
Yeah, one of the left field pavilion guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was sitting in the pavilion too, left field.
yeah. Benny's a good dude, man.
Could have saw Little Ram running around.
Yeah, we probably saw each other crying on the way out.
Oh, it's awful. No, well, it made it worse is because I had to drive all the way back to San Diego, and you go from the 5 to the 78, and I noticed something not right with my tire. I
Oh,
pull over, and there was a freaking big spike that was in it. It was like a big, huge nail, like a 6-7 inch nail that was stuck in the tire. So not only, and so I had to baby the car all the way back. Still another 30 miles. So going at 30 miles an hour on the freeway with that big freaking thing in my, because it was a mini, so it was a run flat, and it didn't matter with that. It hung in there, but yeah, that was quite a night. That sucked. Gosh darn it.
That night did suck. And then 2016 was most heartbreaking for me. 2017 was most heartbreaking. 2016 hurt, but that was the Cubs year. And
It was the
then,
Cubs year, yeah. They were that was the Cubs year.
and what
They were
hurt the most
destined.
was it 13 or 14 when we lost to the Cardinals?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
Donnie
that
Donnie Dum Dum, as Tim says.
yeah, the misuse of Kershaw by
Terrible.
Mattingly worse than Doc. But,
Mhm.
he left him in for so long, he let him die out there in 2014, that game one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
100.
actually saw highlights on that, and I'm like, I'm watching. I'm like, all right, Kershaw's gonna get pulled here, right? Because I don't remember too much. And then no, he just kept going, kept going. I'm like, what's this guy doing? Why is he still in
Yeah.
there?
He's left him, and the thing is, everything got out of sync that he threw in that inning where he got lit. He threw
It's always
29
the seventh.
pitches that inning. 28 of them were fastballs. So AJ Ellis was calling a bad game. They were choked. That's a choke job when your catcher's calling 28 fastballs out of 29 pitches.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kershaw probably didn't have anything else because he was gassed.
Yeah, it was hot that day too. That was the thing. And Mattingly just screwed that up. And then he probably brought in Pedro Baez to give up more runs. That's what he'd do. Pedro Baez cost Clayton Kershaw so many earned runs.
Yeah, Pedro Baez, he was very bad until he got very good out of nowhere.
Yeah, he got very good for a while. Yeah.
He was. Yeah, I saw those highlights too the other day. It was like 109 pitches, 2 runners on, 7th inning, tie game, and I'm like, what is he doing in the game? And
Yeah.
then there goes the Matt Carpenter double, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But
I know.
Mikey says good night.
Yeah.
Old is checking out. Still got work tomorrow. All right, Mikey, you have a good night, man.
Yeah, I have off Friday tomorrow, but I'll still do some work. Yeah, Atlanta's no joke. That's true.
Do you
Yeah,
think
they're
the
no
Dodgers
joke.
rotation could handle that Atlanta lineup?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of, let's see, trying to win meaningless West title. They should have conceded the division, load managed Urias and Bueller. Yeah, I know it cost them. Yeah, looking at that stuff. 2021, yeah, they just, and losing Muncy like that was
Yeah, they
just,
were just hurt.
yeah, and Bueller was gassed, and even Scherzer was gassed even before the things, because like 3 of his last 4 starts were bad.
Yeah.
Even the wild card star wasn't. He didn't look the same.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was not good.
He
And
was pitching just on guts.
yeah, I mean, but that's how Scherzer rolls. The end of the year, he's gassed.
Yeah,
He's getting old too. So
yeah. Then he blamed Dave Roberts.
yeah,
That's so stupid. That was so classless. Jeez. All right, well, dudes, I need to hit it.
yeah. Me too.
Um,
I'm tired.
I know. Well, this is good though. So everyone need to make sure, if you're not following Dodgers Explicit, you need to be doing it now. What are we at? Oh, we still got 27 people on. That's pretty good for this late at night.
Yeah,
It is. Appreciate every single one, if every single one of 20, all 27 of you guys for
hell
watching.
yeah.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
No, it's amazing. The people that they help drive the show, and making sure I can have I'm just checking stuff out and how to exit properly so we don't lose stuff. All right, well, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys being on here. You guys, each one of you, why don't you guys just do like quick last little thing, and we can then I'll sign off.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ram. You go first.
I just want to say thank you guys. We're gonna be posting a lot during the season. A lot of YouTube videos, a lot of content. We have season tickets, so we're not gonna be missing much. Thank you, Tim, for having us. Thank you for helping us grow too, because sure you have other people to talk to. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Josh.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim, for having us. Thank you to everybody watching right now. If you're watching via YouTube, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Tim, subscribe to Dodgers 2080. Subscribe to us, Instagram, all that. Pretty much any social media platform you'll find us on. And yeah, like Ram said, you guys will be seeing our face a lot in 2024. And again, thank you, Tim. We'll for sure stay in touch.
Definitely. Yeah, and so looking forward to meeting you guys in person.
Yeah.
Of
We'll
course.
make sure I'll let you know when I'm going out there. We'll make sure we meet up and hang out a little bit and maybe make some extra content or something like that.
Oh
Figure
yeah.
out some cool stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. So thank you guys, Ram and Josh from Dodgers Explicit. They are the up and comers. They're gonna be, I think, really making a nice cool mark this year. Different, something a little bit different for that obviously than this show's gonna be normally. It'll be, at the stadium with the fans. Get involved. If you see them at the ballpark, go say hi to them.
Yes.
And if they want you to do put you on a video, then just go for it. Ain't gonna hurt.
Yep.
Not too much.
Also some giveaways at the stadium we were thinking about. So
There you go. There you go. Yes, and yeah. So I'm sure you'll see it on their Instagram, their TikTok, their YouTube. They're gonna be all over the place. And so thank you guys. And that was fun. And
Yeah.
definitely it was one of my longest podcasts, that's for sure. Learning from Joe Rogan, I guess. Yeah, so this is Tim Rogers. Yes, it does rhyme with your LA Dodgers for Dodgers 2080. As always, thank you so much, everyone. God bless and go